at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
I'm Scott Hansen, host of NFL Red Zone. Lowe's knows Sundays are for football. That's why we're here to help you get your next DIY project done, even when the clock isn't on your side. Whether that's a new Filtrete filter or Bosch and Cobalt power tools, Lowe's has everything you need to feel like the MVP of DIY. So get it done and earn your Sunday. Shop now, in-store and online. Lowe's, official partner of the NFL.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Getting hurt in a car wreck comes with all kinds of stress and frustration. But when you call me, I'll be on top of all of it. So all you need to worry about is getting better. If you've been injured in a car wreck, I'm on top of it. Contact us at ritchielaw.com.
WCMC-FM HD1 Holly Springs.
Springer off second, Vlad off first. Next one swung on, driven right field. Back goes Robles. He's hit the wall. He's watching it go over. The Blue Jays hit another homer, their fourth. And the cannonball Kirk delivers a drive to right. 12-2 Toronto. 2 down. And their liner, Guerrero on one hop, is there to pick it up. Step on the bag. And the Blue Jays have reminded everybody this series is far from over. They win it 13-4. Seattle now leads the series 2-1.
Good afternoon, everybody. I am Adam Gold. This is the Adam Gold Show. Look who's back. Victoria's back.
I'm here.
You got your hair did yesterday?
Did get my hair
Went
did.
to the dentist?
I
right?
did all that stuff.
Right. What else do you do that you can't do here that you have to do in the 336 area code?
Well, one of my besties from high school, she still lives out there, but she had a kid recently. So I used to see her in between all the mixture. But, yeah, that didn't happen yesterday.
Oh, no.
She's busier. She's got to work and stuff, you know.
Work.
Always gets in the way.
Yeah, child. So it was just hair and teeth.
Yeah, but it was an all-day event. So, but then I got home just in time for some baseball. So there was that.
Yeah, but not the one you wanted.
No.
Not the one you wanted.
I will be
watching. You get that tonight.
I do.
Right? You get that tonight. We got a doubleheader today, right?
Yes.
We get all of it today.
We do. And I may or may not be using my petty pennies today during Place Your Bets.
Brewers-Dodgers go first, 6 o'clock tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Blue Jays and Mariners at 8:30. Mm-hmm. I guess they're hoping that Brewers-Dodgers will be basically decided by the time Blue Jays and Mariners start, because I don't understand why you would start one at basically 6 and the other at 8:30, because Major League Baseball sets a schedule. I know they do it in conjunction with TV, but it doesn't make great sense to me to have a playoff game that, look, let's just say off chance the Dodgers are able to keep it close. Kidding. The Brewers are able to keep it close with the Dodgers. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't want people to be watching both games. It just schedules sometimes escape me.
It's weird.
I don't quite understand it.
Makes no sense.
But the Blue Jays did remind people that they were the top seed in the American League yesterday by thumping Seattle.
Big way.
It was 2-0 Mariners, too. They scored, I think it was in the first inning, second inning, whatever it was. They got an early home run, and they led the game 2-0, and then it was just
all Blue Jays.
An onslaught. Good for Toronto. Like, I do, even though I wanted Milwaukee to win, not because you hate everything that is the Brewers. The disrespectful.
Which is new. Yeah, classless.
The disrespect, classless Brewers.
Classless Brewers.
Not because of your hatred of them. I thought that this series is over.
Yeah.
Based on what I've watched for 2 games. Milwaukee hasn't been able to hit. The Dodgers have been getting incredible pitching performances. Both Blake Snell and Yamamoto. Yoshinobu?
Which he played the whole game. Yamamoto played the entire game.
He completed the game, which is what Snell should have done in game 1.
Yes.
Anyway, I got on my soapbox about that already. But, yeah, their starting pitching has gone 17 of 18 innings.
Mm-hmm.
So their bullpen be rested. And I think it's Tyler Glasnow is going today for the Dodgers. They are in very good shape in this series coming home. So, I think we can almost declare that one over. Milwaukee has not announced a starting pitcher. My guess is I think they might try to get away with a bullpen day, but I don't know how you do that when you are 2-0 in arrears in the series. You're just trying to get this sucker back to Milwaukee. I don't think it's ever going to get there. And part of me still thinks that Seattle will win this series in 5, but Toronto certainly opened up a can last night.
Big time.
And it was like a lot of different people. It wasn't even like Vlad didn't even deliver the big blows.
Yeah.
That Springer hit a they mashed yesterday, and Max Scherzer is pitching. He's like 80.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And pitching today for the Blue Jays.
It was funny yesterday when I was watching. I don't even remember the guy that hit the homer. It was a single homer, and it was funny because as he was running around the bases, the sun was setting. It was a beautiful set. Their uniforms matched the sunset.
I dig.
Because as he was running around, I was like, oh, wow, they coordinated
so
this.
Can I just say that the uniforms that some teams have been wearing, what the Phillies wore in the 2 games in L.A., the old school light blue kind of weird-looking P with the big stripe down the side, I dug those.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely loved those uniforms. The Blue Jays road light blues. Awesome.
Yeah.
Absolutely tremendous. Just think they're aesthetically pleasing.
I know. Did you see the new Cubbies blues?
They're going back to the old pinstripe?
This past season, they came out with new light blues, which love. Mwah. It's so good.
The Cubs have had in the past some very good uniforms.
Very dapper.
Right? Very good. I don't dig the blue pinstripes that they have worn in the past.
You don't?
No, those are terrible.
I love those.
Those are awful.
I love them.
So, if you're
do you like the Yankees pinstripes?
No, like the road pinstripes.
Or you just not like any?
The road pinstripes are dumb. Home pinstripes are fine.
Yeah. I
have no problem with home pin. It's actually preferred.
Yeah.
But yeah, road pinstripes are silly.
Yeah.
If you're going to have bad uniforms, you got to go all the way bad and become Pirates of the late 70s.
Oh.
You got to go We Are Family. That's what you got to do if you're going to have bad uniforms.
Speaking of bad uniforms, the
Pirates.
Padres, too.
Padres in all yellow or all brown. Gosh, those were terrible.
The brown ones remind me of that terrible Halloween candy.
Candy corn.
No, it's like it's in some kind of wrapper that just reminds me of that. It's terrible. Just all of it.
Sorry.
I know you don't like candy corn. I do.
The candy corn is terrible. There's no reason to like it.
Felder and I, who is very handy in the kitchen, apparently.
Absolutely. Yeah.
We both have the same palate, I guess.
He likes candy corn too, and I can't explain that at all. Andres Jimenez hit the home run. Do you know what his anytime home run number was going into the game yesterday?
No, I do not.
Plus 1,300.
Oh, wow.
For an anytime home run. He arguably delivered the biggest blow of the game.
Wow.
So I think his was the home run that made it 5-2. And he's the ninth place hitter. They won it 13-4. We'll see what happens today. Mm-hmm. Oh man, I'm fired up. Elliot Johnson's going to join us later. We'll talk baseball.
Sweet.
Yeah, absolutely.
We could talk about. I know. I wonder if how he feels about the Brewers' shenanigans.
Okay,
we should ask him.
But I have other questions about it. About not about that, but
it's okay. I can ask him before we actually do the real show part.
We can do it on the air. I'd be curious what his answer would be.
We should have a podcast of what I talk to people about before they actually go on the show.
Honestly,
that would be good.
Once a week. This is the pre-conversation.
Yes.
Before we get on the air. Awesome. All right, let's go.
Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started.
All right. Grab you a Celsius.
Yeah.
It's going to be one of those days.
Woof.
Yeah, exactly. Canes After Dark from Anaheim. Very excited about this. So let's first of all remind you that the Ducks are good. If you are thinking about the Ducks of years past, well, if you were paying attention last year, you would have realized that they might not have made the playoffs last year, but certainly by the second half of the year, they were a different team.
Did you see their opening giveaway? Their
No, I did
opening
not.
day.
They were giving away ducks.
Masks. The mask, like a duck mask. Each seat had a little duck mask on it, and
Nice.
apparently you could see through it, and it was like red tinted. That would kind of be terrifying if you were.
Like one of those Viewmasters?
Yeah.
Did anybody have those when they were kids?
It's kind of slightly terrifying. It's a really cool giveaway, but it's kind of slightly terrifying if everybody's wearing one.
I like that.
I
Yeah,
would
well,
think.
that would definitely be terrifying. But they're a very good team. And some people may remember this or may not. They won at Carolina last year. It was an overtime game. Cutter Gauthier scored. Actually, these were two goals that should not have been allowed by Pyotr Kochetkov. But they both went. They were both good plays by Gauthier. They've got a lot of good young players, but they've also got some veteran players that have made impacts. Chris Kreider, former Ranger, former Hurricanes power play killer.
Yes.
Has 4 goals in his first 3 games. 3 of those are on the power play. Anaheim's power play is clicking at about 30. What did I already? Because I'm making notes for tonight. 36.4%. Early, very small sample size. 4 out of 11. Jacob Trouba came over last year, also a former Ranger. Mikael Granlund. Remember, the last time we saw Granlund, he was scoring all sorts of goals for Dallas in the playoffs. Signed a free agent contract with Anaheim. But they've already got other good players, veteran players that have been there a little bit. Alex Killorn, former Tampa Bay Lightning players, got 2 Stanley Cups there. Frank Vetrano left Florida before they won cups, but he's a good player. Fast, can score. Radko Gudas, who I think has a Stanley Cup with Florida, I'm not sure. But I don't think he's a great defenseman, but he is a physical player. They've got a very good goaltender in Lucas Dostal. Really good player. And Joel Quenneville is their head coach after several years of exile. Mm-hmm. And here's what I know about that. A, he's a great coach. No doubt about that. And B, nothing will get in his way. Nothing will stand in the way of Joel Quenneville making sure that his team is first on everybody's mind. Mm-hmm. My little editorial comment. Should not be in the league. What's worked for Carolina the last 2 games will not work tonight. Promise. The slow start Tuesday, the dreadful first period, I don't know how they got 14 shots on goal in the first period. It was terrible. They were bailed out by Brandon Bussey. Absolutely bailed out by Brandon Bussey. Honestly, the first 30 minutes. Our guy Gary puts out Kane stats on his Substack that, he sends to me directly, but he puts it out for anybody to get. Like, Bussey made 7 high danger saves in the first 30 minutes of the game. 7. The reason why Carolina wasn't trailing in the game was Brandon Bussey. They were a puck management disaster on Saturday against Philadelphia, which really allowed that game. Carolina was much better other than all the sloppiness. But ultimately, you get a break, goal waved off, then you score. So Carolina ends up with a win when, honestly, that was kind of feeling like a loss to me. So all of that stuff will not work tonight because Anaheim is good. Can't imagine it isn't Freddie Anderson tonight. I would imagine it would be, though he did allow an eyebrow-raising goal in each of his first 2 starts, so don't want to see those tonight.
Not ideal.
So I have 2 questions about tonight's game going in, and I don't know the answers to that yet. We're about 3 hours away from the Hurricanes skating. Actually, maybe 2.5 hours away from the Canes skating. The first is, does Andrei Svechnikov start where he ended the game on Tuesday? Remember, Andre and Taylor Hall were flipped, and Hall finished the game with Stankoven and Blake. They were very effective. But I also, and I said this the other day, I thought Andre was very effective after being flipped to play with Mark Jankowski and Eric Robinson. And the other question I have is Mark Jankowski, does he stay in? I thought he was very good against the Sharks, and so does the head coach.
He's been a good penalty killer, and that's an area that, not that we're light on, but I don't want to have to keep doubling up certain guys all the time. So he fit in really well there. And you said it's, starting with the face-offs, that was a big deal. You're starting with the puck on your shifts. That over time, that adds up. So that was good. And then the pace he plays, he's been, since we've had him, he's been very effective. So he had a good game last night for sure.
He absolutely had a good game on Tuesday night. Don't know if he's going to stay in or not. We will find out a little bit later on. Eric Robinson has 2 goals and 3 points in 3 games. He's barely playing. He's averaging under 10 minutes a game in ice time. But he's made an impact, and that has certainly caught the eye of the head coach.
Speed. I think he's always been a guy that you've noticed for that reason, but now he's starting to, I don't know, I feel like he's really figuring out how to use that speed and to his advantage, and he's getting behind the D a lot, and obviously the puck going in right now for him and making some key plays. Like, it's, part of it is that, like, he's scoring on his chances and making some plays that they're cashing in, but you pretty much notice him every shift, and that's when you know you got a guy who's playing well.
And again, he's not playing that much, but he is playing well, and Hall is playing well, and Blake and Stankoven have been really good. Stankoven had a tough day in the faceoff circle in San Jose. I believe he was 1-9. That's not good. By the way, Jankowski has won 8 of 11 faceoffs in the win over the Sharks. Aho and Stahl have been excellent in the faceoff circle. Stankoven, again, had a rough day in San Jose, but, is what it is. He is learning that, but overall, he's just a little bit under 500 in the circle, and that's fine. But the Hurricanes are getting a lot of contributions from throughout their lineup, and Rod talked about the fact that it has been so spread out.
Yeah, well, you want to have it. I mean, we're built that way, and so if we're getting that kind of contribution, I think it takes the stress off of other guys that you need to get on the score sheet that maybe haven't yet, and so that's a good indication that we can do it other ways.
Imagine what will happen when the top line actually gets going scoring. Nick Ehlers doesn't have a point yet. I'm not worried about it. I'm just pointing it out. It's funny, I went into the season going, 2 guys I wanted to see score in the opener so we didn't have to talk about it were Nick Ehlers and Andrei Svechnikov. Neither has a goal. Is what it is.
Yeah.
Is what, like, I am not panicking. I am not complaining. I'm just saying neither's got a goal. That is just a factual statement. Aho doesn't have a goal either.
Right.
And I don't think we have seen anything better than B- Sebastian Aho in total. But I think we have seen very good Aho in stretches. We just need to see Aho. Aho's got to jump off the page like Robinson is to the head coach. Like, in my opinion, their best forward through 3 games has been Jackson Blake. He has been amazing. I mean, you got to watch him. He is box office to watch. All right, let's also, real quick, we hadn't talked about the defense. Shane Gostisbehere, Alexander Nikishin have been a dynamite pair. And right now, Keandre Miller is playing with Sean Walker because Slavin is hurt. And they have been very good as well. So there's a lot of really cool things to keep an eye on so far, even though it's only been 3 games for the Hurricanes. NFL Week 7 starts tonight. Steelers in Cincinnati, where Mike Tomlin will be unhappy having to deal with Joe Flacco. Here is Tomlin on the fact that the Browns traded Flacco in the division to Cincinnati.
To be honest, it was shocking to me. Andrew Berry must be a lot smarter than me or us because it doesn't make sense to me to trade a quarterback that you think enough of to make your opening day starter to a division opponent that's hurting in that area. But that's just my personal feelings.
Okay, can I just point this out to Mike Tomlin? That Joe Flacco is the worst starting quarterback in the NFL. The worst. If you ranked all 32 starters, Joe Flacco is last. 4 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. He doesn't even register total QBR.
It's not great.
He's just no good.
Mm-mm.
He's no good. You're lucky to be playing him. Look, I know Jake Browning wasn't good either.
No.
Gosh. Anyway, I want to hear from Aaron Rodgers here, who talked about the fact that we've got 2 40-year-old quarterbacks playing each other, because I think it's funny.
Yeah, I think it's great for all the old guys, you know. I know that when I watch other sports, maybe it's because I'm the older guy, but I tend to pull for the older guys to win championships. I've been friends with Steph for a long time. Steph is one of the older guys in the NBA now. So anytime the Warriors are playing, I'm always pulling for Steph to ball out for them to win. But it's great. I mean, I've known Joe for a long time. He's been great coming to my charity event. He's been a great ambassador for the league. He's had a great career, and it's fun that we're both still playing.
I think somebody called it the Icy Hot Bowl.
Oh, that's rude.
Terrible. This is so funny. I just think the whole thing is funny. That'll be tonight. Like, I'm just gonna say this out loud. I think the Bengals are gonna win.
You think?
I do. I think the Bengals are gonna win the game.
That would be Aaron Rodgers' luck. And company.
It would be absolutely NFL.
Yeah.
That's what it would be. It would be perfect NFL.
Well, that's what the Bengals do. They lose a bunch and then they win like a sporadic game.
Yeah.
Regardless of the QB.
And just to make and I love Mike Tomlin. Everybody understands this. Just to make him even more angry. Why did the Browns do that? Help a team within the division. I don't know. I said this to, I guess it was Will a few weeks ago. Oh, I made him in Ryan Wilson. I don't believe the Bengals upgraded at quarterback. I really don't. But when I asked the question, everybody seems to go, yeah, they did. Woo. We must think really little of Jake Browning. All right, very quickly before we take the break. Panthers will be in New Jersey to take on the Jets. And we all know what Rico Dowdle has done over the last couple of weeks. He's been amazing. Chuba Hubbard will be back. And Canales has a challenge now. How do you get both running backs involved?
I think it's a fair statement for all running backs. They like to get a lather. They like to have rhythm, set runs up on the front side, see what they're doing. You get to the sideline in between series, you get to look at the pictures and see where the voids are at. Are they overplaying to the front side? Are they hanging back too much? You know, and there's this cat and mouse game that happens with backs. That being said, every single carry like it's your last. Every single one with the intensity, the violence that we're looking for, it affects the whole group. So regardless of when those guys go in there, we expect Chuba and Rico and Trevor, when he gets his chances, to go out there and empty the tank on every single run.
Yeah, I would, that's going to sound weird, but I would expect that in every play. That's just, otherwise the play will not be successful. That's just unfortunately the way that's the game. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. Jets have been better against the run than they have been against the pass, but the Jets are also 0-6 for a reason. All right, when we come back, Danny Kanell from CBS Sports Cover 3 podcast. He has been with us before. We're going to talk week 8, week 9 of college, whatever week it is, of college football. We'll also get his thoughts on Bill Belichick and UNC, and all of that is next.
Because your fantasy football team needs all the help it can get, The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Get crazy, Canes fans. It's hockey night in Carolina. It's your Canes and Anaheim. Get back in the score! Keandre Miller, let it go! And welcome to Raleigh, Keandre. Storm Watch with Adam Gold at 9:30. Puck drop at 10. Miller finding his way through, and he scores! A power play goal!
on your official audio home of Hurricanes hockey, 99.9 The Fan.
Adam Gold here from my friends at FanDuel, America's #1 sports book, and we are here at Thursday, and now it is time for Thursday's Touchdown Jackpot, where you can win a share of $2 million in bonus bets every week. It's very simple. Pick an anytime touchdown scorer. How about Kenneth Gainwell of the Steelers plus 195? If he scores either the first or the last touchdown, you win a share of $2 million in bonus bets, plus your initial wager. FanDuel.com/Adam Gold, FanDuel.com/Adam Gold. Cash in. 21 and over and present in North Carolina. Opt-in required. Must apply profit boost token on select market. Prize pool to be split equally among all eligible participants who made the correct first or last touchdown pick. Bonus is issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 21 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois. CordellCordell.com.
Are you trapped in a high-rate mortgage, watching your hard-earned money vanish every month? Stop. Right now at Loan Pronto, they are delivering the lowest mortgage rates in 3 years. Hey, it's Dennis Cox. Loan Pronto's rate reduction home loan program is a streamlined, low-cost way to slash your house payments by hundreds of dollars a month. Lock in a fixed rate as low as 4.99% APR and close in as little as 2 weeks. No appraisal needed in most cases. And here's the kicker. You can skip your next 2 house payments entirely. Don't wait. Rates this low won't last. Call Loan Pronto now for your free, no-obligation quote. Loan Pronto is amazing. Imagine lower payments, more money in your pocket, and a fresh start with a better mortgage. Call 919-381-1760 or visit loanpronto.com to lock in your new low rate and skip those next 2 payments. Don't let the high rates hold you back. Call 919-381-1760 or go to loanpronto.com right now. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Let me tell you about this new Pretzel Cheddar Club. Hey, I'm Carlos.
And I'm Ebony. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club
is the tangy Dijon with the pretzel bun. It takes it to a whole nother level.
It goes perfectly with the chicken and the cheddar cheese and the bacon.
Man, you know how much you love bacon. And I love the different varieties. Grilled, spicy, original. It gets you nice and excited for fall.
Order the Pretzel Cheddar Club with cherry berry and Sprite for a limited time on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
This is Adam Gold.
See Bettman take all that time to walk out, then to see the pick, bro hug no less than 20 guys on his way up there. And then this draft house, they just move this wall like the Price is Right. I don't know.
It's a showcase showdown back there.
I know.
That would be great. So we should spin a wheel,
yeah,
right? Exactly.
The Adam Gold Show.
Yeah, what a treat. We get to talk college football with one of my all-time favorites, Danny Kanell. Cover 3 podcast, Sirius XM. You have more jobs than I can't even come up with anything that even comes close to you, sir. How you doing?
I am fantastic. I told you I got mouths to feed. I have 3 daughters. They're off to college soon, so I got to pay for that. Weddings down the road, and that doesn't even include all the gas money requests. And I don't know about you. I don't know if you're a coffee drinker or not. Yeah. I didn't start drinking coffee until I was about 28.
Wow.
What is up with, like, kids starting to drink coffee at 14 and 15 and going to Starbucks and dropping $20 like it's nothing? I mean, that's why I'm working so many jobs, is to put the coffee habit in our household.
First world problems. But, yeah, it's true. That's the hangout now. I've discovered Celsius. I don't know about you. That stuff's a lifesaver. I've got a late hockey game tonight. Starts at 10 o'clock Eastern time. I'm going to be up till like 2. So I've got an IV drip of the watermelon lemonade Celsius working right now. You're going to Madison. I don't think you're going to see that competitive a game, but I remember a time where Wisconsin was good at football, or at least they pretended to be good at football. They never really beat anybody good, except for like when Russell Wilson was there for a year. But they're not good anymore.
No, it's been a struggle. And what's crazy about it is Luke Fickell, when he was hired at Wisconsin, I thought it was a great hire. And I still think he's a good football coach. I think there's a couple things that have unfolded. Remember when Wisconsin was good, they played when the Big Ten had divisions.
Yes.
And remember all the good teams were on the one side and all the poor teams were on the other one. So you could have a Wisconsin or an Iowa make a run and they'd go to the Big Ten championship game and then they'd get beat 59-0 to Ohio State, which did actually happen in a Big Ten championship game. So that ended up hurting them because then all of a sudden their schedule got harder. And then I really think the portal and NIL and the new landscape of college football has kind of left Wisconsin behind. Everybody that I talk to says they don't have many resources, and it's still, even with rev share, there's still a spending, an arms race that takes place, and Wisconsin just does not have the coffers that some of these other schools do. And as much credit as Kirk Cignetti deserves at Indiana, he's actually had a pretty significant financial backing where they've spent money to help him get a quarterback like Fernando Mendoza, get some pieces on the defensive side of the ball to help them be competitive. Now, he's a phenomenal coach, but he's not doing it just, like with a roster that's depleted of talent. He's got a talented roster, so it does matter, and I think that's really hurt Wisconsin.
Danny Kanell is joining us here on the Adam Gold Show, CBS Sports HQ, on Saturday from 9 to noon. Check out the college preview show. And Madison's just a great setting anyway, so you'll have fun even if you don't want to talk about the game you're at. Let me just bring this closer to home because I want to get back to Kirk Cignetti at Indiana, who we saw here as an assistant in this area. It's possible to create good football at a place like Indiana. Theoretically, it should be possible to create good football at North Carolina. Bill Belichick claims, and by the way, we're brought to us, Danny's here, a service of betonline.ag. And I should have mentioned that at the top, but let me use something that they sent me, which I found fascinating. So you can bet on when Bill Belichick and Carolina will win their first ACC game. And you can't do that at your garden variety of sports books, but you can at Bet Online. My pick is none. That's plus 1,000. My pick is 0 ACC games. What have you seen from the Tar Heels? Have you seen anything at all encouraging that would make you believe that Bill is telling us the truth when he says they are an improved football team?
I got to give a ton of credit. I believe it's Pat Welter, the reporter there at WRAL.
Correct.
They're locally around your parts.
Yep.
Who actually pushed back. And I thought it was a great question. That's not easy to do against Bill Belichick because Bill Belichick is sitting up there on a bye week and he's talking about how we're making progress and we're improving. And Pat Welter's like, well, we haven't seen it. Like, are we going to actually see some results, like some points scored or a competitive game? And it really didn't get that much better. It was just like, well, you got to trust us. Until I see it, I don't believe it either. Like this weekend, they're a 10-point underdog against Cal, and Cal is kind of a sneaky good team. They're not going to beat Virginia. Virginia's a really good football team. Syracuse has their issues, but I trust Fran Brown in kind of a surly kind of, team that's, it's going to get it done. Stanford is the game I look at that you kind of have to get a win in that one. Like if you're going to get one, but yet we're talking about a program that's been outscored 120-33 against Power 4 opponents. Like it has been absolutely atrocious. It's been, I think I told you at the beginning of the season, I thought it was going to be boom or bust. Like I didn't think there was a middle 7-win season. I thought maybe 4 or 5 wins was in play. I never would have thought in a million years that you wouldn't see an ACC win or a Power 4 win. It has been very, very surprising to see it fall off the rails this quickly. And I know there was a lot of smoke and a lot of rumblings a week ago, like going into the bye week.
Yeah.
I don't think those go away. And I almost wonder if everybody gets in a room, the power players, the decision makers, get in a room with Bill Belichick, and they have a real honest conversation and say, what are we doing here? And that Bill Belichick steps up and says, you know what? For my legacy, it might just be best for me to say, you know what? This was a mistake. I'm going to go off and I'm going to go live on a beach somewhere with my girlfriend and just enjoy life because – and it is a different animal. That's the thing that I think Bill Belichick probably underestimated, where college players are different than pro players.
Yep.
Like, you don't have to have an emotional attachment to an NFL player. They punch into work and they go do what you tell them to do and they take care of their business. In college, you do have to have some emotional attachment. They want to like their head coach.
Yes.
Not necessarily, but they want an emotional attachment where they feel like they care about you as a person off the field and that they're trying to build you as a human being. And I get that they want development as a professional player, but they also have to be inspired and want to play for you. Even with the players getting paid now, look at the best coaches in the game. The Kirk Cignettis, the Ryan Days, the Dan Lannings, who are emotionally charged, passionate coaches who inspire their players. That's just not the style of Bill Belichick. It's not in his repertoire. And if he did, it would be fake. So I just think it was a bad fit from the get-go. That's why I think it probably is best if everyone just looks at this and says, let's just cut bait and move on.
Yeah, when you said honest conversation, I don't think there's going to be any honest conversations there. I think there are too many big egos in the room, and I don't think Bill's got the biggest one. I think the people who pulled the strings to make this happen have bigger egos than Bill Belichick. Danny Kanell is joining us here on the Adam Gold Show. Some of the things you just mentioned, I've already discussed extensively over the last several days. But let me just drill down on one thing I talked about yesterday because we did a little press conference redo. And if I were Bill, I offered this assistance. When you say we are an improved football team, since we are knuckle-dragging, unsophisticated football watchers, you have to explain to us why it is, if you are better, you're getting curb stomped. Now, you could simply have said, look, Clemson's got 27 players. I'm spitballing here. They've got 27 players who are going to play in the NFL, whether it's next year, the year after that. They're loaded with NFL talent. We don't have that level of ability. So that's why it looked like that. But I can tell you, through experience, through practice, I can see the improvement being made. And when we play teams that have similar abilities to us, it will show. But he's not going to do that because he doesn't care what we think. So we're going to sit here and watch Cal. Hopefully, my feeling is for Carolina, it's just a look competent game. There are no must wins, but there is a must look competent, and I think that comes Friday night.
You know, I hope so. I really do. I hope it does because I'd like for this thing to at least get a little bit better and see some improvement because they're becoming the laughingstock of not only ACC but college football. And while I hear what you're saying about Clemson and there's an opportunity, wouldn't that describe UCF as a team that also was incredibly portal heavy, that had a lot of new players, and you weren't competitive in that game? So, like, that's where – but I honestly don't know, other than saying we screwed up on a lot of our talent evaluation, which I do think was a problem, which throws your own players under the bus. Like, it's really just an uncomfortable situation where I think you just say, look, it's been unacceptable, the results we've seen. I understand the frustration. We're doing everything we can to address it. We're making positional changes. We're trying to coach up technique. We're going to go give it our best shot. Like, other than that, I don't know what else you can say.
You are 100% correct. Let's go on to the sneaky best game in college football that does not involve an SEC team. Georgia Tech at Duke. Blue Devils are according to betonline.ag, 1.5-point favorite by the Blue Devils at home to an undefeated Georgia Tech team. To me, this is the last real hurdle for Georgia Tech. Now, anybody can lose to anybody, so I'm not saying they're definitely going to go undefeated. But this is the best game that Georgia Tech will play, best team they will play until they get Georgia. The final Saturday of the season. How do you see this?
I actually like Georgia Tech here, but I will say, and I like both these coaches. I like Manny Diaz a lot, but Brent Key is one of my favorites. We've had him on our radio show a couple times. he is such a likable guy. Like, we had a conversation with him. It just felt like you were catching up with an old buddy. And he was telling about his story, how he got into coaching, but he went first and he was like trying to be a salesman and he was selling like insurance. And he was like, it was miserable. I hated it. So I got back into coaching. But I do think they have more of I like the way they're physical up front. And I do think Haynes King is a special player, the quarterback for Georgia Tech, who feels like more than maybe Diego Pavia is a similar style player where it might not be the prettiest, but you just will your way to a win. But I'm also fully aware that Darian Mensah at Duke has been well worth the money that Duke spent to get him there. And it looked like all of a sudden it was going to be disaster, right? Because they lost to Illinois. That game was closer than the score. There was a couple turnovers in the fourth quarter where it got sideways. Then they lost to Tulane, a really good group of five. Darian Mensah's old school, and you're like, oh, boy, here we go. But since then, Darian Mensah's been one of the best quarterbacks in the entire country. But I do think Georgia Tech will be able to get the ground game established, but keep the ball away a little bit from Darian Mensah. And I do think their defense can pressure Mensah. And when he's been pressured, he has been a little bit turnover prone in some of those games that they lost. So I actually do like Georgia Tech to win this one. I would not be surprised if I'm wrong, though. This is more of a lean than a lock. I told you the emotional attachment I have. But I agree with you. This is one of the more underrated, games of the weekend. The question I have for you, what's the atmosphere going to be like there in Wallace Wade? Because I remember watching it against Illinois when they had a ranked team come in there. It was like half full. I was shocked. I thought they'd get some enthusiasm coming in there.
You shouldn't be shocked. Depends on how many fans drive up from Atlanta for this game. I've been saying this. I go back to the David Cutcliffe era, Danny. As good a football as they have played in Durham with this program, whether it's Cutcliffe or Elko or now Manny Diaz, there's no local fan base at all. I shouldn't say none, but it's minimal. And if you're not playing a team that is drivable, you're just not going to fill that place out. And they do play good football. It should be fun football to watch. The offense is exciting. The defense gets after it. I love their defense. But I do think you can run on them. Illinois should have run the ball more, which is why that game was maybe closer than it should have been early. But I actually think Duke outplayed Illinois in that game. The turnovers, I actually think the mistake on the punt return team where they had two guys wearing number 8 on the punt return team, that to me flipped the entire game. Let me ask you one more quick thing before we let you go. I know you've got Miami number 3, Indiana number 1, Ohio State number 2. But let me ask you about Penn State, and we'll close on this. You go as long as you want because I know you've got other things to do. James Franklin had a great career at Penn State. He won, more than 100 games in less than 12 seasons. There's just not many coaches that can put up that kind of a resume. The AD did say that his lack of success in big games mattered, and I get it, but it just seems odd that you would fire him during the season. It was definitely an anger fire to me. What are your thoughts on Franklin and Penn State and the message it sends?
I always get a little bit concerned when you get emotional decisions that are right in the heat of the moment. And I get it's really hard for me to have a Penn State fan who's upset saying, how could we lose back-to-back games as a 3-touchdown favorite and find that acceptable after we were a preseason favorite to win the national championship? I get that. But I also remind people that, first of all, I wonder if Pat Kraft has already had a deal where, and maybe it's only he and the coach that he wants to hire are the only people that know. Because if you tell anybody else, it's probably going to get leaked. But if he had a phone call with Matt Rule, if he had a phone call with Kirk Cignetti and said, would you come here? And you get a yes, we'll figure it out later. Because if they don't, I always get a little bit of cautionary tale to a lot of programs that are out there. First of all, you think you're always going to get your guy. You can get whoever you want. James Franklin and Penn State is a great location. It's one of the best jobs in college football.
Yeah.
But those guys have really good jobs too. Matt Rule has a really good thing going in Nebraska that he started, and maybe he'll come back to the place he played. And if he does, and I'm like, all right, it must have made sense. What if Nebraska starts winning and they're in the playoffs? Are they going to wait around? Same thing with Kirk Cignetti. What if he decides to stay at Indiana? He's 65 years old. What if he doesn't want to start over one more time? He doesn't have to start over. It's not a rebuild. But what if he just What if he wants to try to do something in Indiana that's never been done before, where you're a hero, as opposed to if you go to Penn State, as has been proven, and you go 10-2, and they're like, it's not good enough. So then all of a sudden you start getting down the list of coaches, and then you start, which way are we going to go now? And it's not always a sure thing. Like what happened at Georgia is what every Penn State wants to happen.
Right.
You know, Mark Richt was there, was an outstanding coach, couldn't get over the hump. They bring in Kirby, and the rest is history. Has anybody paid attention that Kirby Smart in Georgia lowered their, I'll say air quote, standards as far as discipline, character? Because that was one thing Mark Richt really held up to, and it probably cost him the ability to win championships. Is that what the next coach is going to have to do? Is he going to ask them to do that? Are they going to be willing to do that to get, as competitive as they want to be? Or is this Penn State? Did they go the way of Nebraska or the Florida Gators, who have fired really good coaches because it simply wasn't good enough to be 9-10 wins? They wanted that championship. Well, guess what? Both those programs still searching for answers. It is always a cautionary tale. I don't know which direction it goes. All I know is $50 million is a lot of money to take on that risk before you know that answer. And I hope Pat Kraft gets it right, or else this fan base is going to find themselves in the exact same position in 3 or 4 years.
Danny Kanell, CBS Sports, the Cover 3 podcast, part of the panel, always entertaining. He'll be on the preview show on CBS Sports HQ, 9 to noon. Sir, the iced brown sugar oatmeal shaken espresso is addictive. That explains why your daughters are at Starbucks.
Yep, pretty much, and why I'm working 4 jobs to pay for all this coffee.
Thanks, man.
See ya.
Always enjoy talking to Danny Kanell. We have, I guess, breaking news. So can we break something? Charlotte has announced that Mike Hill will no longer serve as the athletic director, effective immediately. So I'm just reading the statement. The decision was made after careful deliberation and in recognition that the rapidly evolving business, regulatory, and competitive landscape of higher education athletics demands a new approach and renewed strategic foundation. Over the past 7 years, Mike has led our athletics department with deep commitment, said Chancellor Sharon Gaber. He played a pivotal role in many important advances for our athletics department, including the move to the American Conference. His hiring of head football coach Tim Albin has also set us on a path toward success. We deeply appreciate Mike's service, dedication, and contributions. We wish him the very best in his future endeavors. They just gave him a 4-year contract extension.
Wow.
Who did that?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know Mike Hill was the athletic director at Charlotte. I'm not going to lie. So whoever gave him the contract extension a year ago, that person should go to. Nothing has changed dramatically in the last 6 months that would... I just don't get intercollegiate athletics administration. I don't get paying James Franklin $50 million to not coach. I don't. Never mind. One-timers, next.
Still arguing whether hockey or golf has the tougher dress code? The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Adam Gold here from my friends at FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. It is time for FanDuel's Thursday Touchdown Jackpot, where you can win a share of $2 million in bonus bets. Here's what you need to do. Pick an anytime touchdown score between the Steelers and Bengals tonight. If that guy scores either the first or last touchdown, you win your initial bet, plus you get a share of $2 million in bonus bets. FanDuel.com/AGS. FanDuel.com/AGS. Get your shot of the jackpot today. 21 and over and present in North Carolina. Opt-in required. Must apply profit boost token on select market. Prize pool to be split equally among all eligible participants who made the correct first or last touchdown pick. Bonus is issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 21 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
There's no time like fair time, y'all.
The 2025 NC State Fair runs October 16th to 26th in Raleigh and is jam-packed with fun for the whole family. Come enjoy tasty eats, free entertainment, livestock competitions, giant pumpkins, nightly fireworks, and so much more. This year's NC State Fair is the event you can't miss. Bring your friends, bring your family, and make memories that you'll be talking about till next year. Get your tickets today at ncstatefair.org.
Whether it's helping you work, save, or steer clear from fraud, AARP North Carolina is making sure your money, health, and happiness live as long as you do. Each week, AARP Without Limits meets people and explores topics to help improve how we live and age in North Carolina. You can also learn more about getting the most out of life by listening to AARP Without Limits wherever you listen to your podcasts.
You don't need a 4-year degree to have a rewarding career that makes a difference in people's lives every day. As a public power line worker, you'll build and maintain a locally owned and operated electric system to keep the lights on in your community. 4 months in a community college program provides the training you need to begin your career as an apprentice line worker in public power. And being a local government employee in North Carolina comes with excellent benefits. To learn more about line worker and other public power careers, visit electricities.com.
North Carolina ranks second in the nation in potential agricultural land lost by the year 2040. The NC Forever Farms program supports the preservation of family farms through permanent agricultural conservation easements and has received a record number of applications for 3 straight years. Landowners interested in preserving their working farm through the Farmland Preservation Division of the North Carolina Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services can learn more by visiting ncadfp.org.
At North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, you're more than a policy, you're family. With offices in every county, we're close by when it matters most. Our local agents customize coverage to fit your life. And our award-winning claims team delivers fast, quality repairs. It's no surprise Forbes ranked us the #1 auto insurer in America. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
For North Carolina high school seniors, the countdown to college is on. And at CFNC, we've got all the resources and information needed to get you on campus next year. Take College Application Week, for example. Did you know you can apply for free at many North Carolina colleges from October 20th through October 26th? Sure can. Don't miss the opportunity to save some money applying to college. And for more help, visit cfnc.org/C2C.
This is Adam Gold.
We're going to have Seth on the show next week when he gets back from vacation. He was by a pool.
What are you doing? Get off Twitter. It's nicer to be on Twitter when you're by a pool anyway.
No, just stop engaging with people.
The Adam Gold Show.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I'm Adam Gold. Victoria producing the program. We'll talk Panthers-Jets coming up at the top of the hour. Next hour, also Pete Blackburn. We'll talk a little hockey with one of the hosts of the What Chaos show on YouTube, which is really good. We got a lot of things. He called the Ducks the most exciting team in hockey earlier this week, so we'll talk to him about that because that's who Carolina plays tonight. Right now, one-timers.
Okay,
I'm ready.
So, first up is actually from Twitter, which you can add us on Twitter, and I will see it, or at me, and I definitely will see it, but Adam will also see it. Or you can stream on our YouTube stream. You can ask it there. But this one comes from Twitter, and this is Justin asking, what's your go-to snack while watching sporting events? Can be at home or at Lenovo.
Well, I know you eat magic
Cheez-Its.
Cheez-Its, sorry.
Let me tell you, I've tried the Baconator thanks to my great friend Joey, and oh my gosh. Do you remember when I talked about Baconator Cheez-Its?
No.
Okay, well,
Sorry.
it was a 7th inning stretch story from last hockey season.
Okay.
He found them for me.
Did he?
And it's the best.
All right. Very nice.
I highly recommend if you're a Cheez-It.
I think Justin asked us that question before.
What?
We've had a very similar question. and I am generally not a snacker when I watch sports.
I see, yes.
Right? I'm just not. It doesn't matter. But I can't answer the question. And this is going to sound bougie, but it is. I like a cold apple with peanut butter.
Oh, yeah. I love that. Just any day.
Right. But
Yeah.
it's like I'm not a sports chips or that's not me.
Yeah.
In spite of what it looks like. So go Honeycrisp, cold Honeycrisp apple.
Okay. Yeah.
Creamy peanut butter.
It's apple season, too, by the way.
Oh, it's always
I will
apple
say
season.
my real snack, though, Cheez-Its are for when we're trying to get the Canes to turn around if they're in a bad spot. But those barbecue nachos at Lenovo, what?
Right.
Just stop. Now, don't wear anything you don't mind getting messy.
Right. No, those are good. Might be the best concession item in the entire arena.
It's my fave, for
Not
sure.
even joking.
So, yeah, and then you can't go wrong with pizza. I mean, or some kind of dip, a buffalo dip. Oh, yeah, let's go. This one from Chef Wolf. What are y'all's thoughts on the Big South men's and women's basketball preseason poll?
Was that a real question?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, seriously, is that a real question? He wants to know what I think about the Big South Conference
Yeah.
men and women's basketball poll.
I have no thoughts.
I appreciated them putting it in order, 1 through however many teams there are. That's what I think. They've done a good job with that.
His Zamboni is bigger than yours. The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Do you have a smartphone? Of course you do. Do you have a pocket or pouch or human hand to hold your smartphone? Then you have no excuse. Download the 99.9 The Fan brand new app today and take us with you wherever you go. Your favorite hosts, podcasts, and live sports action all in one place. Available for Apple iPhone and Android phones. Finally, there's an app for 99.9 The Fan. Download the 99.9 The Fan app today. Powered by Aspire Money Management.
This party's getting crazy. Are those mini horses? And there's a build-your-own fireworks bar? Ah! Heads up! Whoa, and they've got the new ultimate blowout scratch-offs. Okay, now it's a party.
With $250, $500, and $5,000 prizes, the ultimate blowout scratch-offs from the North Carolina Education Lottery are exploding with wins. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning are 1 in 8.26. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
A Gallup poll found that 61% of Americans are more worried about running out of money in retirement than dying. How can you ease this financial fear? Here with me is Coach Pete, the founder and president of Capital Financial, a trusted local team focusing on helping people achieve a secure and rewarding retirement. Coach Pete is also a best-selling author and the host of the well-known radio show Financial Safari. Coach, I have a question. What are the best strategies to ensure retirees don't outlive their savings?
Thomas, that's not an uncommon problem. Folks, you need your own lifetime guaranteed income plan for both you and your spouse. It'll take all the worry out of living in retirement. We do this each and every day for people just like you. Let's make sure to get yours started tomorrow.
Connect with the fiduciary planning team, 888-456-7577, 888-456-7577, or text ZONE to 600-700.
Investment advisory services offered by Capital Financial Advisory Group, a North Carolina registered investment advisor.
Catch every single moment. The Dugout Tavern and Grill is an official member of the Canes Bar Network. With the NHL package, we broadcast all available games on the 16-foot high-definition video wall. Soak in the energy on our indoor-outdoor patio and bar. where you can see and hear the games. Plus, enjoy drink specials and a terrific menu. It's like you're on the ice, but better. The Dugout Tavern and Grill, Kelly Road in Apex, and thedugouttavern.com.
Parenting is hard. Technology can make it harder. The Family Media Plan developed by the American Academy of Pediatrics helps make it easier. Go to healthychildren.org/media plan today to create the media plan that's right for your family.
Makita's built for the pros who show up early, who don't do shortcuts, only precise cuts. With tools built to last, job after job, year after year. Performance that pays off, because when the job calls for the best, you answer. And when you need the best, you call on Makita. Built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Big truck accidents can cause life-changing injuries, and life-changing injuries deserve life-changing money. I know big truck wrecks, and I know how to fight those big insurance companies. If you've been hurt by a big truck, contact us at ritchielaw.com. I'm on top of it.
Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.
Can talk about the pitches, and that is absolutely, his stuff is dominant, but it's his understanding of what he wants to throw. I've never seen this in a game before. He bakes out the cheat sheet. You see what he just pulled out of his pocket? This is what you see outfielders or infielders do to see where they have to play, but what he's pulling out right there is exactly, this is 0-2. He's like, you know what, I'm gonna go filth. That's what it says on his sheet. Curveball to be able to get the swing and miss and the out. He did that throughout the game. And oh, by the way, on his belt, he's calling the pitches. Like, you see it come from the catcher. Everyone knows that from baseball. Right. So you're talking like a handful of guys in the history of the game that ever called their own game. Never seen a guy whip out a cheat sheet in the middle. Can you imagine being the batter? Right. Oh, he's got the code right now.
Jessica Mendoza from ESPN. Very enthusiastic about Blake Snell, who was amazing, by the way.
Yeah.
In game one.
Now that they left Yamamoto in there, I feel bad for Snell that he didn't get to finish the first one.
Well, here's the thing about Blake. And John Manuel, by the way, it's the Adam Gold Show. We're live on YouTube. Go to YouTube and search Adam Gold Show or 99.9 The Fan. Either way, you will get to us. I actually just typed in YouTube a few minutes ago. To get to something else. And there we were, right there at the top. You can click, and you can watch the show, comment in the chat box, participate, just enjoy it. But if you subscribe to it, because I am a subscriber to the Adam Gold Show, just in case I want to watch.
Yeah.
It shows up automatically.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, that's what you want. The least amount of things you need to think about.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Right, exactly. In a given day, man, I like stuff to just happen automatically.
Yes.
That's why we have auto pay.
Right?
Seriously. That's why we have auto pay.
Glad for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy, it's already that period of the month. Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Time to pay. So now we don't have to think about it. It just
Feeling
automatically
lighter.
comes out. Yeah, well, that's true. Anyway, so go to YouTube. All right, now, Jessica Mendoza with Blake Snell. Real quick to put a bow on that. Snell, I mean, last year, a couple of years ago, was barely allowed to get out of the sixth inning. And that, to me, is a failure of modern baseball. But there was no reason for Dave Roberts to take him out in game one. And honestly, I think all managers should go through, ask themselves this question when you decide to remove a pitcher. How will the other team feel if I take this guy out? If the honest answer to that question is relieved, then you should not take that pitcher out. And I'm telling you that nobody was happier than every hitter for the Milwaukee Brewers when they took Blake Snell out of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Glad that guy's gone.
Oh, yeah. Anybody but Snell.
Then
yes.
Milwaukee nearly came back and tied the game. They got hits. They got a couple of walks. They started creating problems. Dodgers needed 2 relievers to close the game out. First, there's no guarantee. No guarantee at all that Snell would have finished the game clean.
No.
But there's no guarantees in sports. None.
Or life.
Right. So he hadn't thrown too many pitches. He was absolutely dealing, which is exactly what Aileen said to me when I walked in the house in like the 6th inning.
You know what? They said dealing in, I don't think it was last night's game. It might have been the next day after you mentioned that. And I heard them say dealing again. And I'm like, oh, Aileen.
Our living room is bugged. Yeah. So I don't understand why you took him out. But whatever, you got the win.
Yeah.
And maybe Dave Roberts thought about it, because if there was ever a game you were going to take a pitcher out, it's with a bigger lead. When you've got some wiggle room. But no, he let Yamamoto finish. Good for them. Good for him. I think it was the first postseason complete game in like 8 years.
Yeah.
Which blows me away.
I know. They kept talking about, like, what is this, 1970? Like,
blows me away. Tyler Glass now for the Dodgers today. They play the first game today. We have both games today. Dodgers 2-0 series lead on the Brewers.
Oh, so sad. Sorry, did that come out?
Yeah. Just
I'll be watching.
Very petty.
Oh, yeah.
With her little
I'm going to live in it, too.
Brewers
They did this.
Voodoo doll.
They did this.
And the Mariners will try to get back on track. They lead the series 2-1 with Toronto, but the Blue Jays opened up a can last night, 13-4 win in Seattle, as the Mariners were going for a 3-0 lead. All right. That's that. We've got a Hurricanes game tonight in Anaheim. We will discuss that at the bottom of the hour when we are joined by Pete Blackburn from the What Chaos Show. Canes are 3-0. The Ducks are 2-1. Ducks are good. Ton of young talent, but also a lot of veteran influence in that locker room as well. So this should be a good game tonight. Let's get to Week 7 of the NFL as we run it back. For us, number one focus is the Panthers possibly winning a 3rd consecutive game.
And then it'll be a streak.
Then it'll be an actual winning streak. Although those rules might have to be different for football since you only play 17 games.
Right.
Okay. But using the philosophy of one of the all-time great managers in our national pastime, Lou Brown. 2 games is just 2 in a row. 3 games is a winning streak. Last time the Panthers had won 3 in a row were the first 3 games of the 2021 season. Sam Darnold, I believe, was the quarterback. Forget who you beat the first 2, but then you won in Houston, blew out the Texans in Houston at that point. Well, they are playing at the Jets, and the Jets are awful. But, I mean, I guess capable. They should have beaten the Steelers in the opener. We have watched Rico Dowdle absolutely dominate the last 2 weeks. And for Dave Canales, who is getting Chuba Hubbard back, he says Dowdle will be involved.
I think he's earned everything that he's done in the last 2 weeks. He's earned the right to help this team, and he will. And we'll find a way to do that. How we do that specifically, I don't want to really share those details of it, but I mean, certainly the world knows, the recognition he's getting, and just for all of us who've been here, right at the forefront to watch, the violence and the attitude that he's brought to the offense. And again, it's a great opportunity for us, to look at both guys and to find a way for them to help the team.
Buckle up. And, of course, the Cowboys did not.
No, Rico told us about that.
In fact, he did. In fact, I believe the Cowboys were given a ticket.
I know. It's not legal here.
No buckling.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, you were unbuckled. Yes, Rico Dowdle was great. Nobody's taking anything away from that. But the Panthers have gotten back to what their philosophy has been, should be, which is running the ball behind their, once again, very good offensive line.
Let's give credit where credit is due, right? It starts right up front with that group communicating together, staying connected on blocks. I can't say enough about the tight end group and the way that they've been blocking physically, the growth of Mitchell Evans, being a reliable catcher, but also the physicality he's bringing. Tommy has been unbelievable. James has stepped in in JT's absence, and we'll hopefully get JT back as soon as possible. And we're looking at that again right now this week. But give a shout out to Pat McPherson and having his guys ready to play violently. And I see the wide receivers taking strides, and taking steps on finishing plays with their hands on guys. And, when you watch the highlights, it's not without seeing T-Mac or Xavier down the field getting their hands on DBs when Rico has been at the second level. So it takes a full group. It takes Bryce getting us to the right plays against the right fronts, depending on what the defense is doing, and finishing his fakes on those to be able to hold the backside and to complement the whole thing, So it's a group effort. Rico did it at the time, and I would have loved to see Chuba playing behind the production that this line has been doing as well, But yeah, I love the fact that it's a group effort and it's a collective thing with the staff putting great run plans together and the players going out there and executing it.
A little bit more difficult to run against the Jets than it will be to have run against the Cowboys. No doubt about that. And the Dolphins the week before. But the Jets aren't the defense, although they played well defensively against the Broncos. The Jets aren't the defense that we thought we were going to see last year for sure, but even this year. They're just not quite at that level. All right. The pass rush for Carolina is slowly getting better. By the way, they lost Pat Jones, veteran Pat Jones, who was brought in as a free agent this year. They lost him to a season-ending injury. But what it does is it now clears the way for, Nick Scouten and Princely. Uman Milan.
That one.
That guy. In the wake of the injury, Dave Canales talked about that.
Yeah, great opportunity for all those guys to step in, and guys that we've been counting on who've been growing in their roles for second down, rush packages, all those things. So fortunate to be able to have those guys have to play early, and DJ missed a couple of games, so they stepped in and had their roles, and each week they keep improving. Every practice is a milestone. You can only imagine, at this point in their careers, adjusting to a system, adjusting to the NFL, each practice is a milestone, and every individual period is important, and every game certainly. So another great opportunity for those guys to come out and help the team.
I mean, if every practice is a milestone, but what are the celebrations like? Man, because you got to do something for a milestone.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
I don't know, signed football or something.
I know. It's like in baseball, you have to have champagne for everything, so football should do something.
Can I just say I'm glad you brought that up? Yeah. It's bothered me Look, I'm all about celebrating.
Sure, yeah.
But we don't need to pop champagne for
everything.
For clinching a playoff spot, for then clinching a division, for winning your wild card series.
Like doing 15 pull-ups. It's like that's a lot. I mean, that is a lot. but
I can't do one.
I know.
I have never been able to do a pull-up ever.
Yeah,
ever.
No.
I would pop champagne.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. If I do one pull-up,
that's necessary.
Why the hell is Gold celebrating?
Yeah, why
we did a pull-up.
Victoria and Adam popping champagne in the studio. What's going on?
Yeah. Anyway, but I don't get it too much.
Yeah, it's for everything.
Plus it cheapens when you win. Like we've just done this.
I know.
What are we doing?
Yeah,
we're just changing the level of champagne.
Now. I know. It gets in your eyes.
Well,
it's weird.
maybe the like in the earlier rounds, it's like Asti Spumante.
Yeah, maybe.
It's kind of fake champagne.
Right.
Or it's really bad champagne.
Yeah, exactly. What's the oh man. There's a brand that
we'll just leave it alone.
It's like $3.
Don't need to. We don't need to disparage the brand of champagne that's probably I've bought. All right. Actually, cheap champagne is better for mimosas. You don't want to use good champagne for mimosas.
No. That's like putting ketchup on a good steak. You don't do that. A good steak
I think there are people that do that, and that is unfortunate.
There are.
Yeah,
yeah,
that is
very
unfortunate. I think Patrick Mahomes does.
Well, He's a little odd. He's a little odd. We watch him play football.
No doubt about that. One more thing from Dave Canales, because I referenced it. Pat Jones, outside linebacker, edge rusher, season-ending injury.
Pat finished the game, and he had a little bit of tightness, but it really was something that we had to reevaluate on Monday, and the whole staff got all hands on deck and got some imaging. And Pat's going to need surgery, and he's going to be out for the season, and it's a big one for us. I know it may come to a shock because he was playing such awesome football throughout that game, and was able to get through it. But it was something that as we continued to evaluate it and go through our process, it popped up on us, and thought the best thing for him at this time was to make sure that we address that.
That's it is unusual to see somebody finish the game and then be declared out for the year. It's just a weird thing, but good for whatever. The Panthers have some depth at that position now, but it's youth. It's a lot of youth, so they got to rely on that. All right, I think it's an interesting week of games. Let me just run through some what I think are the best, and coming up in about 10 minutes, maybe a little bit less. We will give you the HOBAG Survivor Pool selection of the week, because we're in week 7 now, and we are going to start separating.
Yeah, it's dwindling down.
Oh, yes, and we'll give you all the data from that big pool in Vegas. Rams, Jaguars. Like, there are 4 games where we have spreads that are the road team is favored by under 3, or the home team is favored by less than 2.
Right.
Rams at Jaguars. Rams are a 2.5-point road favorite. These are 2 4-2 teams. Rams probably should be 6-0. I don't know that I really buy the Jaguars, but they're 4-2 and they have played well. Eagles Vikings is tasty. I don't know that we're getting J.J. McCarthy back. Are we getting J.J. McCarthy back? I don't know. He didn't play. Where did they just played in London, right? No, the Jets played in London.
Yeah.
The Vikings were off this past week, correct?
Yes.
Right, so the last time we saw it was Carson Wentz. I think we're getting J.J. McCarthy back. But the Eagles are kind of a mess right now. Like, the offense just looks bad. Colts at Chargers.
That'll be a good one.
That's right. This, of course, is Jim Harbaugh playing against the team that he played for most of his career, coaching against the team.
Indiana Jones.
That's right. We get Daniel Jones at the Chargers. At some point, Daniel Jones going to turn into a pumpkin.
Yeah, it's almost Halloween.
It is almost Halloween. We have the Commandos and Cowboys in Dallas. Dallas has put up a ton of points on Washington.
Yes.
So, like, over the last, I don't know how many games in a row.
And Washington likes to try to lose games now.
It's tough to follow up magical seasons.
Mm-hmm.
And part of what Washington did last year was kind of magical.
Yeah.
Remember, they had the Hail Mary win in Chicago they were supposed to lose.
Yes.
So maybe in some ways that's what happened this past...
It's a balance.
On Monday, right? Yeah, just kind of... The universe is now level.
Yeah.
But that should be a really good game. I would expect we're going to see a ton of points. And then we've got, Bucks and Lions is just amazing.
Yeah.
2 of the best, maybe the 2 best teams certainly in the NFC.
I could see that.
Right now. Lions are a 5.5-point favorite. And then I'll throw these out there for Survivor Pool reasons. Saints at Bears. I keep hearing the Bears, people think the Bears are good. I don't know. But Ben Johnson has a team, I think they're 3-2, right? Something like that. Raiders at Chiefs. The Chiefs, with that win over the Lions, forget about their offense. Everybody just goes nuts over their offense. Their offense should be great if Xavier Worthy is back, if Travis Kelce will hold on to the ball, Hollywood Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster provide some depth and a veteran. They've got good players now, and they're going to get Rashee Rice back.
Yeah.
But I thought it was their defense that really showed out against Detroit.
That 12.5 spread, though, it feels like a trap.
Oh, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does feel like a trap.
Yeah.
So,
because the Chiefs, they don't typically cover big spreads, especially.
Last year they won how many games on?
By like a point or two.
Yeah, just by one possession.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're not 6-7 point favorites all the time. It's not their job to cover.
No, even though great teams cover.
Good teams win, great teams cover.
Yeah.
All right, one quick thing, then we'll break. College football week starts tonight, although I think there might have been college football games yesterday. And I don't know, maybe it was the Big South. What kind of question was that? East Carolina hosts Tulsa out at Dowdy-Ficklen. Our guy Graham's going to the game. It's apparently a blackout in Greenville.
Okay.
Awesome. I'm prepared.
I'm glad they don't have the Anaheim Duck masks either, because that would be really scary.
Yes, it would. But must win for the Pirates. They are 3-3. Tulsa's not that good. 1-1 in the American. They are 16.5-point favorites. We got 2 ACC games tomorrow, including Miami hosting Louisville, and of course UNC playing at Cal in the you better look halfway decent type of game. And I said this earlier with Danny Kanell, and we'll close the segment on this. Georgia Tech at Duke is one of the best, maybe the best, under-the-radar games of the entire college football weekend. Georgia Tech is good. Duke is good. That should be fun. Duke is I believe, 1.5-point favorite. There you go. When we come back, I shouldn't say everybody, a lot of people are in survivor pools. We will give you this week's HOBAG selection so you can make it to week 8. Next.
Because your fantasy football team needs all the help it can get, the Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Get crazy, Canes fans. It's hockey night in Carolina. It's your Canes and Anaheim.
Get back in the score! Keandre Miller, let it go! And welcome to Raleigh, Keandre.
Storm Watch with Adam Gold at 9:30. Puck drop at 10.
Miller finding his way through, and he scores! A power play goal!
On your official audio home of Hurricanes hockey, 99.9 The Fan.
We have got a ton of sports options these days, from the MLB playoffs to the NHL kicking off their season, and of course football, but there is always time for some motorcycle therapy. I'm Victoria Vodnecker here for Law Tigers, and not only do we have our pick of sports these days, but we are also in what I personally believe is the best time to ride. Fall is bringing cooler temps and beautiful sights, but while you're enjoying Mother Nature, make sure to always be aware of your surroundings. Motorcycles can be difficult to spot sometimes, especially if people aren't paying attention. So if you are ever in a wreck on your motorcycle, don't call your insurance company, call Law Tigers first. At Law Tigers, they're just like us. They're riders too, so they get it. They know what it's like to go through an accident. They know the value of your bike, your gear, and the investment that you've made. So at Law Tigers, case evaluations are always free, and you're not going to pay a dime until your case is settled. Call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS, North Carolina's motorcycle lawyers. Law Tigers is a network of independent law firms who are members of the American Association of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers. Law Tigers is not a law firm.
Hey girl, haven't seen you downtown lately. Nope, sticking to our go-to places. You mean like Sharky's? Well, we love our Sharky's. Best wings and gumbo on the planet. But we never miss the $5 sangrias on Wednesdays at the new Salt and Lime, and Mexican pints on Thursdays for $3. You know my boy loves the House of Hops. No better selection of craft beer in the state. Loves their specials, their food trucks, and you know I love my wine. They have a wonderful selection. And have I told you about our new takeout spot, Che Empanadas? It's right next to Sharky's. They have 20 different types of authentic Argentinian empanadas, and they are incredible, especially the breakfast ones. You gotta try it. Sounds perfect. And how awesome is it that they're so close to each other? Oh, it's perfect, all right.
Give them a try. Che Empanadas, House of Hops, Salt and Lime, and Sharky's. just a hop, skip, and a jump from each other off Raleigh Road, Glenwood, and Grove Barton.
Struggling with high interest debt? You can pay it all off in days with Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan. Hey, it's Dennis Cox. Get cash out now without touching your low-rate first mortgage. No appraisals, no waiting, no BS. The Rapid Equity Loan program at Loan Pronto is amazing. One Loan Pronto client just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. They paid off debt, renovated their kitchen, and cut their monthly expenses by $1,800. That's a huge turnaround. Loan Pronto, instant approvals, low rates, no hard credit pull up front. Listen, your home equity is yours. Use it. Get cash to consolidate your debt down to one easy low monthly payment. Call Loan Pronto now for a free instant appraisal for your home and see how much cash you can get today. Loan Pronto is A+ rated by the BBB and have nearly 2,500 5-star Google reviews. Their service is off the charts. Call now to start the conversation. 919-381-1760, loanpronto.com. 919-381-1760. Get debt relief now. loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender. NMLS 166171 on approved credit. NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
JTV, Jewelry Television. With 80,000 jewelry looks, we're kind of a big deal. Even bigger with new lines of designer handbags, fragrances, and more. And biggest of all, because you could win a 7-night stay in Bali, spending money and thousands worth of JTV jewelry, making you kind of a big deal. Enter by December 7th at jtv.com/sweepstakes. No purchase necessary. Then watch JTV on TV or shop jtv.com for big holiday deals.
This is Adam Gold.
You know, soap attracts dirt, right? That's what soap does. It attracts dirt. Right now, Bill Belichick is soap. That's what he is.
Yeah.
He's soap.
Yeah.
He's attracting all this dirt.
Or he's like an overripe banana and it's attracting all these gnats.
The Adam Gold Show.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I am Adam Gold. Victoria producing the program. Pete Blackburn from the What Chaos Show on YouTube covers the National Hockey League. We'll talk about the Canes and the Ducks. He called the Ducks the most exciting team in the NHL. Get his thoughts on them. Find out if anything has jumped out to him over the first, 9 days of the NHL season. We are down to... we're under 4,000, or right at 4,000 people still in the Circa Sports Survivor Pool. We lost people, almost 100 on the Eagles, 70 on the Commandos, nearly 50 on the Cowboys. Bills sent people home. Jaguars. Why anybody took the Jets, I don't know.
Yeah.
There were 5 people who took nobody.
What?
If you've invested $1,000 in this and you pick no one,
what?
I got a problem.
What do you do for a living?
Exactly. Exactly. Anyway, the majority of the people were on the Packers, as we were last week. Over 2,500 of the remaining. Now we're down to 4,400 and change. They probably lost about maybe 150 last week. No, they lost about 200 last week. So of the 46 or 4,700 left, more than half were on the Packers, as we were. Packers and I think it was the Saints last week. All right, let's roll with your HOBAG selection of the week. All right, so for people just tuning in, and I appreciate the people contacting me individually, directly, and asking me about what the HOBAG selection would be. So let's run it down again. Home teams only. That's the H, HOBAG. Out of division games. O, betting lines will guide you. B, avoid saving teams. I keep telling you, don't save anybody. You'll never use them. There's like karma involved there too. And good teams only. If you take a bad team, they will disappoint you. So we have in week 1, we had Denver beating Tennessee, Arizona beating Carolina week 2, Seattle beating New Orleans in week 3, Buffalo over New Orleans in 4, Indianapolis over the Raiders in 5, Green Bay beating Cincinnati last week in week 6. We are now on to week 7. Incidentally, the only game that was ever in doubt, was the Arizona-Carolina game. because the Cardinals actively tried to lose. No doubt about that. All right, so I've only got 2 viable selections. We talked about all the good games this week. Panthers, Jets. Jets are terrible.
Yeah.
We haven't picked against the Jets yet.
Yeah.
Right? What do we feel good about the Panthers?
It's risky.
They're on the road. You can't take them.
And they haven't had a road win yet.
Right. So you don't ever take a team on the road. I beg of you. I want you to win your pool. Rams, Jaguars. Great game. I mean, that's a coin flip game. Eagles, Vikings. Same thing. Colts, Chargers. Same thing. At the beginning of the season, there might have been a lot of people on this game. Who thought the Colts would be any good? We thought the Chargers would be. Commandos, Cowboys. Too tight a game. Bucks, Lions. Too tight a game. Stay away. I think there are 2 viable selections this week. One of them clearly violates one of the HOBAG rules, and one we might have to fudge if we're going to take it.
Only slightly.
Only slightly.
Okay.
It's a violation, but it all depends.
Yeah.
So I can justify it. So the biggest point spread on the board are the Chiefs, who are 12.5-point favorites over the Raiders. And even though I would certainly sign off, if I was a paid consultant, I would sign off on your decision to go with the Chiefs over the Raiders because the Chiefs need to win games and the Raiders aren't good. I stay away from division games always because unless I have no other alternatives. So I am not going Chiefs. Again, I would support your right to do that were you paying me as a consultant for my HOBAG system. I think the pick this week for us, for HOBAG, Bears at home to the Saints. Here's the thing. It meets all of the first 4 criteria easily.
Yeah.
Betting line is a little bit of a fudge. I think 4.5 is low, but maybe that's me. Are the Bears good? Or are the Bears good enough? And let me just point this out. Yes, they needed a come-from-behind win to beat Washington last week. And they were +3 in turnovers. They're one of the best teams in the league at turnover margin. But here's what I think about. I think the Bears are good enough. They've won their last 2 on the road. They lost on the road in Minnesota. They lost to Minnesota the opening week in a game that they could have won. They got blown out in Detroit. I think this team they're showing some signs. They have won 3 in a row. So that's the pick. Bears at home to the Saints. That's where we're going. The HOBAG selection of the week. And I hope if you are in a survivor pool, I hope you have survived all the way to week 7. I think the longest I have survived in a survivor pool was I think I got to week 11. Man, you'd be surprised how hard it is. All you got to do is pick a winner. I think you'd be surprised how hard it is. And B, the league is just so unbelievably unpredictable. You run out of great teams. So there you go. That's your HOBAG Survivor Pool pick.
I like it.
Of the week.
And they have momentum. So
yeah, 3 in a row, two wins on the road. All right. Our friend Pete Blackburn from the What Chaos Show on YouTube covers the NHL. Also, if you watched the Seth Jarvis episode of Face Off on Amazon, which was great, I clearly was way too close to whatever camera I was on whenever they used clips of the podcast. Pete Blackburn often featured. How are you, sir? TV star.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I've been great. And I would say that we co-starred.
Yeah. Again, you were properly distanced from the camera. I had the camera. I think you could see all the way up my nostrils. Let me ask you this, because, I know you guys cover the entirety of the NFL, and in an episode, I believe, earlier this week, you called the Ducks, Carolina's opponent tonight, the most exciting team in hockey. So, Why?
Well, I mean, they fall into like that perfect category for me personally, where like they're a fun up and coming team, but they don't play like particularly tight hockey for 60 minutes. So they're a very high event team. They give up a lot. They get a lot. They've got some exciting young talent. They've just been one of the more entertaining teams in the league to start this season.
Yeah, I was looking at the possession metrics. These are 1 and 2 in Corsi 4. They're among the best in high danger chances in terms of percentage. The one thing is Anaheim has allowed more of those particular situations to end up in their net. Carolina has not. Of course, a lot of that was Brandon Bussey standing on his head against the San Jose Sharks because he was 8 for 8 stopping high danger chances. When you look at the Ducks, give me a player or two for you who stand out.
Well, Cutter Gauthier has been taking a big step this year, and he's been a lot of fun to watch. And, obviously there was a lot of hype and, I guess you could say controversy as well after he asked out of Philadelphia. He's a guy who can put the puck in the back of the net, and he's been doing that this year, and it looks like he's kind of taken a step forward. But, I mean, when you talk about the Ducks, they've got a number of young guys in that core that they're building around. Leo Carlson's been really good, especially paired with Chris Kreider. Like, Kreider's a guy who just goes to the net, and Leo Carlson's been really good at getting the puck to him around the net, and he's scoring. So, like, Carlson, Gauthier, Mason McTavish, even Beckett Seneca this year, like, they've got a really fun young group. And then on the back end, obviously, Jackson Lacombe has been making a lot of waves on that big contract. And then Pavel Menchikov is another guy as well who is exciting on that back end. So they're just a fun young team.
Pete Blackburn on Twitter, at Pete Blackburn, What Chaos, the show on YouTube. What did you make of the Jackson Lacombe contract? 8 years, $9 million a year?
Yeah, I mean, I think that he's a player. Like, the league is just trending in a direction where guys are getting those deals very early on in their career, and their teams are banking on them, living up to that price tag. What we've seen from Lacombe, I think that he deserved it, but then, a week later you have the reigning Calder winner and Lane Hudson signing a deal for less. So, like, I don't have a problem with either one of those deals, and it's just kind of where the league is right now. And there's a pretty solid opportunity for that to look like a deal in a few years when these guys hit their full potential and hit their stride.
Yeah, I know the Hurricanes have given young players long-term deals. Jackson Blake at $5.4 million a year could look stupid.
Same with Logan Stankoven.
Right,
Logan Stankoven might be one of the best deals in the league in a few years.
Unbelievable. Seth Jarvis at 7.4. Like, those guys would have every right to feel disrespected in just a couple of years. Pete Blackburn is joining us here on the Adam Gold Show. Cutter Gauthier, by the way, last year in a Ducks win in Raleigh, scored 2 backhand goals. One in the third period to tie a game, then at 1-1. Then he scored in overtime, also on the backhand, to beat, I believe, Pyotr Kochetkov in that game. He will not play tonight. He's on the injured list. But Gauthier scored 2 big goals. That is a very, very good team. Real quick, one more thing about him. Chris Kreider, who has obviously meant a lot, but their power play is operating at better than 35%. It's early, just 4 for 11. But Kreider's got 3 power play goals. That's what he does for a living. That in and of itself might be enough to get the Ducks in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, they're a team that's looking to take that step forward. And again, like a really young team needs a guy like Chris Kreider to come in there and help push them forward. And one of the best storylines so far, I know it's early, but one of the best storylines so far in the early going is how badly the New York Rangers are struggling to score goals, and how easily Chris Kreider is just pouring them in Anaheim right now. It's just so beautiful to me.
Will the Rangers score at home? They are now 0 for 3 on home ice. It's a good thing they are on the road tonight. Where are they? They are in Toronto, but 0 for 3 in terms of goal scoring at home.
I hope that it goes 0 for 41. It would just give me the greatest pleasure in the world to see that team not score in Jim Dolan's building all year long.
Spoken like a true Bruins guy. So the Bruins are off to a good start, by the way. What do you make of their start?
Yeah, I think they've kind of illuminated the path forward. If this is going to be a successful season, they're going to have Jeremy Swayman back to his top ability. They need defensive structure, and they got to get production from the top of their lineup. Like, that's their path forward, and we've seen it for the most of the start of this season. So early returns from Marco Sturm and what he's been able to get out of this group, pretty good. I'm not going to overreact and really, really shift my expectations all too much. But, this is a team that could make the playoffs with, a +5 goal differential, and that's kind of what I'm hoping.
Yeah, if you get a great year out of Swayman and he keeps you in games that you don't figure to win, you can scratch out some overtime loss points. That would certainly be a big help. All right, so injuries have been a very big story early on. We knew Florida would be without Matthew Tkachuk. Then they lose Alexander Barkov for the season, although they hope he will return in the playoffs. Of course, even 7 months to return from the double knee injury puts them in May. So they are hoping to get Barkov back sometime during the playoffs. And then we saw the injury to Brady Tkachuk in Ottawa. I don't know what you thought of the Roman Josi hit from behind. It didn't look that bad, but it didn't have to be that bad to do damage because Tkachuk was so close to the wall.
Yeah, now it's I guess, maybe 8 weeks if he has to get surgery.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate to be like the Grim Reaper here, but I just don't see the Ottawa Senators being able to survive 2 months without Brady Tkachuk and still make the playoffs. That is a pretty devastating blow a week into the season for that team in a season where they were hoping to continue the momentum that they established last year. So they're in a bad way right now, and it is just that's really, really tough to swallow.
Yeah, I think that team was really good, and I thought they would make the playoffs until then. I have picked Anaheim to make the playoffs in the West. What is your other crystal ball? Not that you have multiple crystal balls, Pete Blackburn, but what is your crystal ball telling you about the East in general?
The East in general, I feel like it's still looking for a top dog. And that might be crazy to say when the Florida Panthers are back-to-back Stanley Cup champions, but without Barkov and without Tkachuk for a good portion of the year, it's going to be tough for them to be the powerhouse that they've established themselves as. So I still feel like the Eastern Conference this season, at least, is looking for a true dominant force. Maybe that's the Hurricanes, maybe it's somebody else. But when I look out west, I feel like there are a handful of top dogs. When you're talking about the Oilers, the Stars, the Vegas Golden Knights, they have a bunch of heavy hitters. The Colorado Avalanche, you can even throw into that category. They have a bunch of heavy hitters. The Eastern Conference, there's a lot of parity, but it's a tier below, I feel like, in terms of there's not a team that truly punches really hard in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, until Florida. I still think that Florida is the best team, even without Barkov and without Tkachuk until, let's just say, the first of the year. I still think they're the best team. I just think the margin has been eliminated because of the injuries, but Lundell and Bennett still give them a 1-2 punch at center that's comparable to most teams. Not all, but most teams in the league. By the way, the Hurricanes will play in a row. The Kings, not tonight, obviously. They play the Ducks tonight. The Kings on Saturday. Monday against Vegas. Thursday in Colorado. Saturday in Dallas, all without Jacob Slavin on the blue line. So this is going to be a fun rest of this road trip. What do you make, Pete Blackburn, of Washington in the East?
That, I think the jury is still out on that because Washington really surprised us last year. And, I feel like they kind of rode this magic wave where the vibes were just unbelievable and they were motivated by Ovechkin's goal chase for a good portion of the year. And then, when that was completed, the wheels kind of fell off a little bit. And you found out in the playoffs that they are well behind where they need to be in terms of being a playoff team and keeping up with the best in the Eastern Conference. I expect some regression for Washington. I don't know how far that puts them back, but I don't expect them to be the team that they were last year.
Yeah, 118 points or 116 points. They can regress some and still be a playoff team. I have them out, but, honestly, I can't guarantee it that I know who the third best team in the Metro is. Could be the Capitals, could be the Rangers, could be the Islanders. Matthew Schaefer's been really good for them, the first overall pick in the draft. We're playing, 26 minutes the other night? That seems a little excessive for an 18-year-old.
I mean, in a league where like you try to protect your young guys, it seems like kind of crazy, but also they love what they're seeing out of that kid. And as long as he can handle the minutes, as long as it's not too much for him, we are no longer in an NHL where young defensemen need 200 games to find out what they are. Like, that has really, really changed over the past decade or so, where young defensemen can come in and take over games and really have an impact right away without necessarily needing to be protected. So, I don't think that he's going to push them to where they need to be in terms of contending or getting into the playoffs, not in year one, but if he can shoulder the load and show that he's capable of being that number one guy right off the bat, then all the power to him.
All right, final question coming up for Pete Blackburn. By the way, the Islanders haven't won a game yet. Buffalo had not won a game until last night when they hung 8-4 win. Was it on Detroit last? Who'd they beat last night? Ottawa. That's right. I did dig Ottawa's red uniforms. Who's the first coach to get fired?
I still think that it is Lindy Ruff. I believe that Buffalo, the stakes are really high in Buffalo, and given the playoff drought, I think that the trigger might be pretty quick if things don't go well there.
Yeah, especially if Tage Thompson sounds depressed in the locker room after most games. Pete Blackburn, What Chaos, the show on YouTube. Go check it out. They have fun. They talk about hockey, and that's fun as well. At Pete Blackburn on Twitter. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
You got it. You got it. Pete Blackburn here on the Adam Gold Show. We break, then we stretch, then we place bets. Next.
Still arguing whether hockey or golf has the tougher dress code? The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
The Medicare open enrollment period runs through December 7th. This is your annual opportunity to review your Medicare health plan or Medicare prescription drug plan and make sure you're getting the best coverage to meet your needs for the next year. Be sure to review your Medicare, your handbook, and the annual notice of change from your current plan. Visit ncshiip.com or call toll-free at 855-408-1212. SHIP provides free, unbiased help in all 100 counties.
There's no time like fair time, y'all. The 2025 NC State Fair runs October 16th to 26th in Raleigh and is jam-packed with fun for the whole family. Come enjoy tasty eats, free entertainment, livestock competitions, giant pumpkins, nightly fireworks, and so much more. This year's NC State Fair is the event you can't miss. Bring your friends, bring your family, and make memories that you'll be talking about till next year. Get your tickets today at ncstatefair.org.
Whether it's helping you work, save, or steer clear from fraud, AARP North Carolina is making sure your money, health, and happiness live as long as you do. Each week, AARP Without Limits meets people and explores topics to help improve how we live and age in North Carolina. You can also learn more about getting the most out of life by listening to AARP Without Limits wherever you listen to your podcasts.
You don't need a 4-year degree to have a rewarding career that makes a difference in people's lives every day. As a public power line worker, you'll build and maintain a locally owned and operated electric system to keep the lights on in your community. 4 months in a community college program provides the training you need to begin your career as an apprentice line worker in public power. And being a local government employee in North Carolina comes with excellent benefits. To learn more about line worker and other public power careers, visit electricities.com.
North Carolina ranks second in the nation in potential agricultural land lost by the year 2040. The NC Forever Farms program supports the preservation of family farms through permanent agricultural conservation easements and has received a record number of applications for 3 straight years. Landowners interested in preserving their working farm through the Farmland Preservation Division of the North Carolina Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services can learn more by visiting ncadfp.org.
At North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, you're more than a policy, you're family. With offices in every county, we're close by when it matters most. Our local agents customize coverage to fit your life. And our award-winning claims team delivers fast, quality repairs. It's no surprise Forbes ranked us the #1 auto insurer in America. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
For North Carolina high school seniors, the countdown to college is on. And at CFNC, we've got all the resources and information needed to get you on campus next year. Take College Application Week, for example. Did you know you can apply for free at many North Carolina colleges from October 20th through October 26th? Sure can. Don't miss the opportunity to save some money applying to college. And for more help, visit cfnc.org/C2C.
As a school nurse, I feel like we're really that contact for the schools between the Department of Public Health and what goes on in the school system.
The face of the Department of Public Health in our school is our nurse, Nurse Emma. All the communication that she was receiving and direction she was receiving, she made sure to communicate with us and be a wonderful partner with us.
These kids need their routines.
NC Public Health. Everywhere, every day, everyone.
One Adam Gold. One Adam Gold.
Turtle cake? Like, what are we... What?
Isn't that an ice cream?
What? Where's the confetti cake? Because, hello, confetti cake, delicious. With the little, I don't even know if it's real, but the little dots in the icing, like...
None of these are real.
What kind of fake thing that is, but it's delicious. It's my childhood. Like, that wasn't in the top 10. His opinion's invalid to me.
The Adam Gold Show.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I'm Adam Gold, Victoria producing the program. We're going to talk Major League Baseball playoffs with Elliot Johnson, former big leaguer, next hour. We're about 25 minutes away from that conversation. Cannot wait. We will find out if he is as upset as Victoria about the Brewers flying the L flag after they eliminated the Cubs.
Classless.
In the division series. The classless Brewers. We have to actually call them that.
And then they complain about, it's a whole nother thing. They complain about us, like, showing it when they lose. It's like, you guys started this, remember? Yeah.
Sounds very childish to me. But we'll talk to Elliot Johnson about that when we talk to him next hour. Right now, time to stretch.
Okay, so hopefully I'll have time to get to why I played Taylor Swift's song. But first up, we've got the Dodgers. Some of them are refusing to stay in a haunted motel in Milwaukee. I did not realize that this was a thing, but I think it's pronounced
there's a haunted motel?
Pfister Hotel, potentially.
Okay.
It has a reputation of being, quote, baseball's most haunted hotel over the past years, and several players have refused to stay there because of happenings.
I think Major League Baseball organizes which hotel the road teams stay in.
Yeah, exactly.
It might not be until the World Series they do that, but that just seems like they're Bud Selig used to be the commissioner. I'm just saying.
Right. Well, hopefully we'll see the ghost of the Brewers soon. But Dodgers outfielder Teoscar Hernandez says he won't stay there. He's not afraid, but it's his wife who refuses to stay there. Also, Mookie Betts, he won't stay there. He said, "You can tell me what happens afterward. I don't want to find out for myself." He said that he stayed there before, didn't enjoy it, and lost a bunch of sleep because of it, because I guess every little creak noise, whatever, is, got to him. So, yeah. So there's that. Okay, we do have time for why I played Tay-Tay. So this is funny. It's ridiculous, but that song is called Wood. And we've talked about this before on the show. Well, on New Heights podcast, because Tay-Tay's fans love to do math. Of course. They were online doing math, and there is a pre-release of this song versus post-release of this song, and Travis has been doing better since it was released because he did the numbers before it was released. He had, for 4 games, 15 catches, 188 yards, and 1 touchdown. After the release, in 2 games, 13 catches, 139 yards, and 1 touchdown. So, technically, he has been doing better, and his brother said it's not significant, but it's funny.
He did try to drop a pass last week, though.
He did.
In the game.
He did.
There went over the lines. He tried.
Yes.
But he recovered it.
Right.
But he did try to drop it.
Yeah.
I am concerned that his hands don't seem to be what they used to be.
Well, he's trying.
Maybe they're too soft.
Exactly. He's too busy thinking about the wedding.
Getting manicures with Taylor.
Exactly. So maybe he's getting manicures with our bet money that we make.
Place your bets. Place your bets. Do you? I bet you slice into the woods $100.
Gambling is illegal at Bushwood, sir, and I never slide.
Okay, you can owe me. I owe you nothing.
All right.
Okay.
Roll them.
Here we go. Let's go Dodgers. So I'm taking the Dodgers to close, or not, they're not going to close it out, but it would be nice if they could. That was last series. Give me the Dodgers. I'm going to take under 8 plus 165.
All right, I think Milwaukee will score tonight. Okay.
But win?
Today. No, I think the Dodgers will win. I like the Dodgers minus a 1.5.
Right.
Over 8 plus 235.
Okay. The next one, because we have a doubleheader today, I'm taking Seattle to win at home after that embarrassment last night against the Blue Jays. Give me Seattle and the over 7.5 plus 245.
You and I are on the same page. Max Scherzer starting this game is a red flag for me.
Mm-hmm.
It would be great for our parents who watched Max Scherzer pitch.
Yeah.
But I like Seattle and over 7.5. That's plus 259.
Oh, nice. Well, last but not least, our Carolina Hurricanes doing the late night hockey. So give me our Canes. You know what? I'm not even going to pick who wins. Give me Seth Jarvis because I picked him to be the first goal scorer. I'm going to pick him just to be an anytime goal scorer tonight, plus 165.
Right. I told our friends in the afternoon, I went with Jordan Martinook. I'd actually like to change that.
Okay.
Seriously. Alexander Nikishin scores his first NHL goal tonight.
That would be fun.
Also, did you see the bogus penalty they gave him?
No.
So, whatever Dickinson's name is, such a Dickinson. First of all, he's just taken down Shane Gostisbehere, which ain't a big deal because tripping happens all the time. So, but Nikishin didn't like it. But Dickinson's got the puck, and Nikishin, a perfectly legal, clean check to the midsection, and they sent Nikishin to the box for a rough. Carolina still got a penalty, got a power play out of it, but man, Nikishin gets his first goal tonight.
We have a whole theme.
Bengals win. Bengals win tonight.
His Zamboni is bigger than yours. The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Hey, Carolina Panthers fans, it's Dennis Cox from 99.9 The Fan. For all the inside information on your team, join me and my co-host, WRAL TV's Chris Lee, for our podcast, Panthers Playbook, presented by Wake Orthopedics. In every episode, we'll keep you up to date on your Panthers, and we'll do it with access only we can provide. Locker room insight, exclusive interviews, and in-depth looks at every Panthers game. Follow and subscribe to Panthers Playbook wherever you discover your favorite podcasts or watch on YouTube.
This party's getting crazy. Are those mini horses? And there's a build-your-own fireworks bar?
Ah! Heads up!
Whoa, and they've got the new ultimate blowout scratch-offs.
Okay, now it's a party.
With $250, $500, and $5,000 prizes, the ultimate blowout scratch-offs from the North Carolina Education Lottery are exploding with wins. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning are 1 in 8.26. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
A Gallup poll found that 61% of Americans are more worried about running out of money in retirement than dying. How can you ease this financial fear? Here with me is Coach Pete, the founder and president of Capital Financial, a trusted local team focusing on helping people achieve a secure and rewarding retirement. Coach Pete is also a best-selling author and the host of the well-known radio show financial safari. Coach, I have a question. What are the best strategies to ensure retirees don't outlive their savings?
Thomas, that's not an uncommon problem. Folks, you need your own lifetime guaranteed income plan for both you and your spouse. It'll take all the worry out of living in retirement. We do this each and every day for people just like you. Let's make sure to get yours started tomorrow.
Connect with a fiduciary planning team, 888-456-7577, 888-456-7577, or text ZONE to 600-700.
Investment advisory services offered by Capital Financial Advisory Group, a North Carolina registered investment advisor.
This is Dr. Craig McGiffin with Raleigh Weight Loss Center. Did you know, according to research, a majority of people gain their weight back after stopping those expensive weight loss shots? Don't become another statistic. Our doctor-developed program doesn't just help you lose weight, it helps you keep it off for good. We've helped over 70,000 people lose up to 10 to 20% of their body weight in just 8 weeks and maintain their results long-term. No more yo-yo dieting or weight regain. Visit RaleighWeightLossCenter.com now to schedule your free consultation.
Hey, it's Dennis Cox from 99.9 The Fan. I've lost 40 pounds thanks to Raleigh Weight Loss Center over the last 10 weeks, but most importantly, I've been able to keep that weight off due to the program. The Raleigh Weight Loss Center program has successfully helped thousands of people lose up to 10 to 20% of their body weight in 60 days. Schedule your free 15-minute phone call to learn more. Call Raleigh Weight Loss Center at 919-897-7506 or visit them online at RaleighWeightLossCenter.com. Results may vary.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Let me tell you about this new Pretzel Cheddar Club. Hey, I'm Carlos.
And I'm Ebony. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club
is the tangy Dijon with the pretzel bun. It takes it to a whole nother level.
It goes perfectly with the chicken and the cheddar cheese and the bacon.
Man, you know how much you love bacon. And I love the different varieties. Grilled, spicy, original. It gets you nice and excited for fall.
Order the Pretzel Cheddar Club with Cherry Berry and Sprite for a limited time on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
This hour of the Triangle Sports Leader is powered by Ritchie Law Firm, injury lawyers. Ritchie Law is on top of it. Go to RitchieLaw.com.
That's RitchieLaw.com.
They score! Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.
We'll play it back, Aho. Aho muscles around Brink. Aho back for Gostisbehere. Gostisbehere to Aho. They kept it in. 25 seconds left. Jarvis. Aho with it. Aho leaves it for Gostisbehere. Back to Aho. Shooting spot for Jarvis. Seth Jarvis wins it in overtime.
It is the Adam Gold Show. I'm Adam Gold. Victoria producing the program. Elliot Johnson in 15 minutes. Talk little Canes, bottom of the hour as well. Good game tonight. Very difficult road trip for Carolina, minus Jacob Slavin. Knowing that Frederick Anderson, who has been, I'll just say, good enough the first 2 games that he has played, is allowed, I think, a savable goal in each game he has played. Those in the playoffs, those get you beat. You can sometimes get away with those during a regular season game when you're not playing against the best teams in the league. However, if you were hanging around, we were talking to Pete Blackburn, easy for me to say. He does that YouTube show on hockey on the NHL called What Chaos. Very good. The 3 of the teams at the end of this road trip, Vegas, Colorado, Dallas, nobody would be shocked at all if 2 of those teams were playing against each other in the Western Conference Finals, although Dallas and Colorado are in the same division, and or if either of the 3 ended up in the Stanley Cup Finals. The Los Angeles Kings believe that they're also a Stanley Cup contender. That's the game before Vegas. That'll be on Saturday. And I think there's a lot of people, myself included, that think the Ducks are a playoff team. So this will be the hardest road trip of the entire season. And you don't have Jacob Slavin for it, but that's tonight, just about midnight. Not really. 10:08 opening faceoff. We'll be on the air. If you are interested, you can get the app. Right? The app. That's just my phone, but there's an app on it.
Yeah,
99.9 The Fan. There you go. The 99.9 The Fan app. Get it.
Yes.
Get it now.
Follow the 20,000 other people. Well, that's subscribers on our YouTube.
That's our
just hit
YouTube
that
subscribers.
Milestone. We didn't have champagne for that, though.
No, well, we'll talk champagne with Elliot Johnson coming up in just a little bit. All right. There are interesting things to listen to. Let's do that in the Wall of Sound.
The Wall of Sound is a function of this studio. There's no doubt about it.
Start with the Panthers. Why not? The Panthers have, without Chuba Hubbard, have rediscovered their love for running the football. And I think it was even more prevalent against Dallas than it was against Miami. Rico Dowdle has had massive numbers over the last 2 games.
Yeah.
Massive. Now, for many people, you would think, well, he's the starter now. Chuba's the backup. I don't know how it's going to work out, but if I'm Dave Canales, and we're going to hear from him right now, but if I'm Dave Canales, I do send Rico Dowdle out first. I mean, what he did over the last 2 weeks cannot be overlooked.
I think he's earned everything that he's done in the last 2 weeks. He's earned the right to help this team, and he will. And we'll find a way to do that. How we do that specifically, I don't want to really share those details of it, but I mean, certainly the world knows, the recognition he's getting, and just for all of us who've been here, right at the forefront to watch, the violence and the attitude that he's brought to the offense. And again, it's a great opportunity for us, to look at both guys and to find a way for them to help the team.
Buckle up, Jets.
Exactly. Our friends in Charlotte, they're trying to come up with whether Rico and Chuba need a nickname. But I feel like they got to earn it together first.
What were the what was Jonathan Stewart and
there was
D'Angelo
Double
Williams?
Trouble.
Right. Okay.
A lot of Shake and Bake because around that time the movies.
Fire and Ice? No, that's been taken. It's Corciani and Monroe.
Exactly.
Which, man, I remember that back in the day.
Yeah.
That's when I was in college, actually. My first year out of college, I covered them when they were basically done. Valvano had left, and it was Les Robinson. I think it was his first year. Anyway, people remember that. So the real reason why Rico Dowdle can gain like 450 yards from scrimmage in the last 2 weeks is the guys up front. The offensive line have done the job.
Let's give credit where credit is due, right? It starts right up front with that group communicating together, staying connected on blocks. I can't say enough about the tight end group and the way that they've been blocking physically. The growth of Mitchell Evans, being a reliable catcher, but also the physicality he's bringing. Tommy has been unbelievable. James has stepped in in JT's absence, and we'll hopefully get JT back as soon as possible. And we're looking at that again right now this week. But give a shout out to Pat McPherson and having his guys ready to play violently. And I see the wide receivers taking strides, and taking steps on finishing plays with their hands on guys. And, when you watch the highlights, it's not without seeing T-Mac or Xavier down the field getting their hands on DBs when Rico has been at the second level. So it takes a full group. It takes Bryce getting us to the right plays against the right fronts, depending on what the defense is doing, and finishing his fakes on those to be able to hold the backside and to complement the whole thing, So it's a group effort. Rico did it at the time, and I would have loved to see Chuba playing behind the production that this line has been doing as well, But yeah, I love the fact that it's a group effort and it's a collective thing with the staff putting great run plans together and the players going out there and executing it.
So they haven't even been healthy, right? No Corbett, no Robert Hunt, and Taylor Moton's been in and out. But Nyman did a good job. Brady Christensen's done a good job at right guard. And, no offense, but I think Cade Mays has actually been an upgrade over Austin Corbett. We haven't seen too many snapping problems, have we?
Nope.
Yeah, it's been much better there. All right, there's an NFL game tonight. The Pittsburgh Steelers are in Cincinnati to take on the Cleveland Browns. You got to understand why I did that. Joe Flacco used to be the quarterback of the Cleveland Browns, and then when they decided to go to Dylan Gabriel, they figured, why don't we trade Grandpa Joe? So they did. They traded him within the division to the Bengals, and Mike Tomlin was not in favor of that.
You know, to be honest, it was shocking to me. Andrew Berry must be a lot smarter than me or us, because it doesn't make sense to me to trade a quarterback that you think enough of to make your opening day starter to a division opponent that's hurting in that area. But that's just my personal feelings.
All right, your personal feelings are well taken. One, Joe Flacco was the worst starting quarterback in football through 5 weeks whenever he was traded. He just played one game for the Bengals. They lost it. I personally don't think he's an upgrade over Jake Browning, but that's just me. I ain't the expert. I get what Tomlin is looking for there, but you're going to play him tonight. You better beat him. And as I said before, I think the Bengals are going to win this game. Aaron Rodgers, though, gets a chance to play against another 40-year-old quarterback. And here's Rodgers on what he respects the most.
Well, I've just always enjoyed watching him throw the ball. I mean, he's got one of the prettiest balls, tight spiral, great deep ball thrower. He is one of the, kind of the old school 2000s, 90s prototypical quarterbacks. Where so many, even when I was coming in the game, it was the big guys who had the big arms. And now you're seeing, there's some smaller guys. There's obviously some really athletic guys playing that position. And I think he would probably agree with me sometimes when you're watching other guys play, you feel like they're playing a different position because of the kind of athleticism and the way the game is called. There's more read option called. You're seeing more of the college game into the NFL. But I've always enjoyed watching Joe play and have a lot of respect for him and his game.
These two guys have something in common other than being like near retirement age. They each have one Super Bowl. Flacco did his, bet on himself, said he was elite. Maybe he was at the time. He certainly was in the playoffs at that time. Ravens beat the 49ers. And, of course, Rodgers has his Super Bowl back with Green Bay. He's trying to win a second one. All right, the head coach of the Carolina Hurricanes, Rod Brindamore, as Carolina is getting ready to take on Anaheim tonight. First, let's go with his own team. In the game in San Jose, Mark Jankowski drew into the lineup, replacing Jesperi Kotkaniemi, and I thought Jankowski played very well. I do not know if he is starting today. The Hurricanes did not skate, so we can't get a glimpse as to what the lineup is just yet. But here's the head coach on Jankowski.
He's been a good penalty killer, and that's an area that not that we're light on, but I don't want to have to keep doubling up certain guys all the time. So he fit in really well there. And you said it's starting with the face-offs. That was a big deal. You're starting with the puck on your shifts. That over time that adds up. So that was good. And then the pace he plays, he's been since we've had him, he's been very effective. So. He had a good game last night for sure.
He absolutely had a good game. Don't know if that means he's going to play tonight. Really don't. But he won 8 of 11 faceoffs as part of the penalty kill. He was a very effective player. As has been Eric Robinson, who has 2 goals, an assist, hasn't played worth a lick. He has played almost no time. I believe he's last among forwards in terms of average ice time. Under 10. But he's been really good, and Rod Brindamore has noticed.
Speed. I think he's always been a guy that you've noticed for that reason, but now he's starting to, I don't know, I feel like he's really figuring out how to use that speed and to his advantage, and he's getting behind the D a lot, and obviously the puck going in right now for him and making some key plays. Like it's part of it is that he's scoring on his chances and making some plays that they're cashing in, but you pretty much notice him every shift, and that's when you know you got a guy who's playing well.
He is. He's playing very well. I don't know what that line is going to look like. I'll be interested to see if Andrei Svechnikov starts with whether it's Jankowski or Kotkaniemi and Robinson, because I thought when Andrei was dropped to the fourth line. I thought he played his best hockey so far that we have seen. Final thing, the Ducks. Thoughts, head coach?
Well, they got it's interesting. I think they're a little ahead of like what we just played with San Jose's got all these young players. These guys are not new anymore, and they're some pretty elite players. And then they added some nice veteran guys around it. So I think I know that we watched the game last night. Power play was pretty, talent was there. It's pretty evident. So they're another one of these teams that are on the rise.
Yes, Chris Kreider has made that power play much more potent. He's got 3 power play goals, and they have 4 as a team through 3 games. When we come back, Elliot Johnson on flying the L flag. Is that disrespectful? And had he ever seen an 8-6-2-2 double play? Next.
Because your fantasy football team needs all the help it can get, the Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
The road to college football's national championship runs through 99.9 The Fan. The ACC, the SEC, the biggest matchups will be found here.
Prevula firing left side, seam picked off, and Alabama is going to hang on and win this one, 27-24.
College football on The Fan is powered by Wake Med, Roofworks, and Wilkinson Chevrolet Cadillac GMC in Sanford.
With the seasons changing, it's important to make these vital checks before hitting the roadways. I'm Victoria Vodnecker here from 99.9 The Fan for Law Tigers, and not only do I need to keep an eye on my car tires when the temperature starts to dip and the air pressure changes, but it's also important to do the same for your motorcycle. Taking a quick glance over everything like the air in your tires is just one of those tasks that's easy to forget but key to riding safe. And even with all the precautions we take on our end, we can't always avoid others who may drive recklessly around us. So if you're ever in a wreck on your motorcycle, definitely remember to call my friends at Law Tigers first before calling your insurance company. At Law Tigers, they're just like us. They're riders too, so they know what it's like to go through an accident. They also know the value of your bike, your gear, and the investment that you've made. Case evaluations are always free, and you won't pay a dime until your case is settled. Call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS, North Carolina's motorcycle lawyers. Law Tigers is a network of independent law firms who are members of the American Association of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers. Law Tigers is not a law firm.
Hey girl, haven't seen you downtown lately.
Nope, sticking to our go-to places.
You mean like Sharky's?
Well, we love our Sharky's. Best wings and gumbo on the planet. But we never miss the $5 sangrias on Wednesdays at the new Salt and Lime, and Mexican pints on Thursdays for $3.
You know my boy loves the House of Hops. No better selection of craft beer in the state. Loves their specials, their food trucks, and I love my wine. They have a wonderful selection.
And have I told you about our new takeout spot, Che Empanadas? It's right next to Sharky's. They have 20 different types of authentic Argentinian empanadas, and they are incredible, especially the breakfast ones. You gotta try it.
Sounds perfect. And how awesome is it that they're so close to each other?
Oh, it's perfect, all right.
Give them a try. Che Empanadas, House of Hops, Salt and Lime, and Sharky's. Just a hop, skip, and a jump from each other off Durham Road, Glenwood, and Grove Barton.
Are you trapped in a high-rate mortgage, watching your hard-earned money vanish every month? Stop. Right now at Loan Pronto, they are delivering the lowest mortgage rates in 3 years. Hey, it's Dennis Cox. Loan Pronto's rate reduction home loan program is a streamlined, low-cost way to slash your house payments by hundreds of dollars a month. Lock in a fixed rate as low as 4.99% APR and close in as little as 2 weeks. No appraisal needed in most cases. And here's the kicker. You can skip your next 2 house payments entirely. Don't wait. Rates this low won't last. Call Loan Pronto now for your free, no-obligation quote. Loan Pronto is amazing. Imagine lower payments, more money in your pocket, and a fresh start with a better mortgage. Call 919-381-1760 or visit loanpronto.com to lock in your new low rate and skip those next 2 payments. Don't let the high rates hold you back. Call 919-381-1760 or go to loanpronto.com right now. Equal housing lender, NMLS 166171, subject to lender approval, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve.
or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
This is Adam Gold.
So Mike Vrabel, the coach of the New England Patriots, they asked him about birthday cake, and he said there was only one cake qualified for his birthday cake.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want to guess what that is?
Is it vanilla?
No.
Oh.
Carrot.
I love him even more.
The Adam Gold Show.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I am Adam Gold. 2 playoff games today. 6 o'clock, we've got the National League back on the field as the Dodgers look to take a 3-0 lead in their best-of-7 National League Championship Series against the disrespectful, dirty, not really, Milwaukee Brewers. I'm contractually obligated to say that now. And then it'll be Seattle and Toronto from Seattle, with the Mariners leading 2-1. We bring in arguably the best Durham Bull of all time, Elliot Johnson, and I'm going to say a mutual friend because I'm sure you know John Manuel, said to me that Blake Snell is the best Durham Bulls pitcher ever. What say you to that?
Better than David Price?
That's what he said. Well, how long was Price here versus how long was Snell here? I don't know the answer to that.
Well, yeah, I mean, Price came down just because they only wanted to, basically service time manipulate him.
Yeah.
He was already in the big leagues, when we went to the World Series in 2008 and they sent him down in 2009 to basically hold on to him for an extra year and keep his pay down. He might have been the original one that they did that with.
Yeah.
But David Price comes to mind right away. Look, Snell's nasty. So I always do this. Anytime I get asked this question, Adam, I basically answer with, who would I rather face? And I'd rather face David Price. So Snell right now, his stuff is nasty. That 98-mile-an-hour fastball down and into Churio was untouchable. So, I mean, the Dodgers just have too many horses. The Brewers aren't going to be able to do anything here. And really, whoever wins, Blue Jays, Seattle, they don't have enough to be able to those horses are just insurmountable as far as I'm concerned.
I've already said it. Seattle's winning the World Series, but we'll get to that later. Elliot Johnson is joining us here on the Adam Gold Show. Real quick about the Dodgers, and then I want to ask you about the Brewers. To me, we know how amazing the Dodgers are on the mound. Yamamoto throwing a complete game. Blake Snell should have thrown a complete game. They've got Tyler Glass now going tonight. They have Shohei Ohtani is going to start Game 4 of the National League Championship Series, and they start with Ohtani, Betts, Freeman, 1, 2, 3. But for me, the reason why the Dodgers offense looks like it cannot be stopped is because they have guys like Max Muncy, who seems to be a postseason killer. Kike Hernandez, who knows how to get it done in October. Edman. They just have players like that make them almost unbeatable.
Well, Pages hasn't done anything yet necessarily, other than, I guess the debacle that happened with Kerkering. So, at least he put the ball in play in the game and ended up winning. I was hoping you could use that to kind of get the monkey off his back. I like him. He's a good ball player. He had a lot of home runs this year. But, outside of him, I think they probably, one of the better 8-hole hitters in the game. And not everybody's done well. Kike's done well in the playoffs so far. Shohei hasn't done much offensively.
None. He's in a slump.
They also have, Hall of Famer Freddie Free. Teoscar's done really well, except for his base running the other day. And really he's in there to slug because he's not out there to play defense.
Right.
Because the team is so good, you don't have to play perfectly. And that's what's kind of crazy about it is because you could see a play like that could end up taking the wind out of your sails and ruin your entire chance. But they're so good that they just bounce right back. No big deal.
I talk about base running when it comes to the playoffs because the little things are the big things when you get to the playoffs. During the regular season, you can get away with being a bad base running team. Maybe you lose a game here and there because of it, but when it happens in the postseason, in general, you lose series. I go back to Game 1, Mets-Yankees 2000 World Series with New York. Should have won Game 1 at Shea, and Timo Meyer, who most people don't even remember, but I do, and I will never forget him, bad base running. He did not score on a ball off the wall with 2 outs. Should have scored, didn't, and the Mets ended up losing the game. Of course, they blew the lead, but never mind. It was the Yankees. Now, let me ask you about 8-6-2-2 double play. It was kind of a weird play. The fly ball that hit off, who was it?
Val Frelick.
Frelick's glove, then off the wall. I mean, how much of that is bad base running? How much of that is... Man, I thought the ball was caught, even though it was not called that way by the umpires on the field. Just walk me through that play.
Yeah, so the left field umpire, I actually don't like him a lot. He tossed me out of a game in Durham, I don't know however many years ago, about 20 years ago, whatever it was. But I'll give him credit. This was the right call. Like, immediately he went with it safe. Even from his vantage, he called it right away.
Yep.
That it hit off the wall. How he saw that is kind of impressive. But so you're taught that as soon as it hits the glove, you're allowed to go. So even if it's bobbled, juggled, whatever it is, Teoscar has no business other than just kind of hanging out. The ball's literally hit 2 feet away.
Yeah.
So just hang out on the bag and then trot in. What else do you have to do other than admire the swing? And, as a hitter, you have to think about that. I went from, hey, I'm about to get my name in the paper is what we used to say. That's how old I am now. To, getting a grand slam to, at worst case, you get a sac fly to, I didn't even get a stake on that play. Nothing,
right.
And like Teoscar has to march up to him and apologize because what an embarrassment that was. And really, just so you know, like behind the scenes guys, if you get a, let's call it a MVP, that you could have a lot of those written into your contracts. It's worth a lot of money if you end up winning an MVP. So, 1 RBI could be the difference or not, or 2. And Muncy playing well enough right now to potentially be there. He's starting to get his name up there with the Steve Garveys of the world in terms of how he's performed for the Dodgers. It's been kind of remarkable because when he was with the A's, he would just look for walks and just be an out, and now he's like a legitimate slugger. Pretty impressive.
No doubt about it, and that's part of the reason why I thought he would hit a home run in Game 2, and he did at plus 520, I believe, anytime home run hitter. So let me ask you this, because Teoscar Hernandez was the first mistake, not scoring, getting forced out at the plate from the center field wall with the bases loaded is next level. But what was Will Smith doing behind him? And what is the third base coach doing that Will Smith was still sitting on the second base bag, and the catcher was able to just trot down to third and step on the base, right?
Yeah, all valid. All valid. And for me, I'll give Contreras a lot of credit because I was like, how does he not tag him right there? So somehow he knew it was a forced play, which is remarkable to me. I didn't even know that it was. Somehow it is, I guess, because I guess it hit off the wall, right? So
yeah, play. You got to go to third.
Yeah. So, Will Smith messed up, sure. The third base coach messed up, sure. Ultimately, just so you guys know, that if you're relying on your coach to tell you what to do at the major league level, like you've done so many things wrong because you should have already reacted. You should have already played out the scenario in your brain, and you should already have the instincts to know what to do. And obviously baseball players aren't paid to think, but you do need some instincts. I get it. And really, Will Smith, of all, because he's a catcher and they do have brains, it kind of falls on him more than everybody else because he's supposed to be the general out there. And he probably had the best vantage out of everybody being at second base. And, he just they all messed up. So ultimately, it's going to just be a blip. Nobody's going to remember it because they're going to end up getting to the World Series anyway.
Elliot Johnson is joining us here on the Adam Gold Show. All right, I'm going to make Elliot Johnson pretend that he is a big league manager. And the same conditions apply. We have the influx of analytics and all of that. would you have taken Blake Snell out of Game 1?
No, because think about the history there and what happened to him previously. I mean, he's earned the right to go out there and go do it because of what happened with the Rays and Kevin Cash, and what a disaster that was. I mean, you know, the front office, Nick Anderson wasn't the same guy he was in the regular season. He was already hurt, and the poor guy gave everything he had. And I don't even know if he's pitched in the big leagues since then, Adam, but I digress. So for me, it would have been a very satisfying way to tell Snell, look, we love you. We're grateful for you. Go ahead and show everybody that not only could you do it now, but you obviously would have been able to do it. What was that, 2020?
Yeah.
So 5 years later, you would have been able to do it, obviously 5 years previous, and he can kind of get that, kind of out of his way. So kind of like a Tom Brady type of a accomplishment where he wanted to prove he could win in Tampa without Belichick. It would have kind of been the same thing. I can throw a CG in the playoffs, no big deal.
Yeah, I mean, in some ways I understand it during the regular season, but man, in the postseason, what are you saving? There's days off built in. Snell, when if he has to pitch again, it's going to be 6 days off.
No doubt. Well, and he's probably going to pitch 2 more times, right? So I guess I get it to a point, but no, I would have, on principle alone, you've earned it. And really, you could even set up, look, if you give up one base runner, I'm going to come get you. And that kind of puts the onus on him, and it puts him in a more competitive frame of mind where, look, I've got to just go up clean, 3 up, 3 down to get out of this. I think that would have been kind of an interesting way to play it too.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of that cat and mouse that goes on, and you have somebody that competitive that is hungry to go do it. I would have left him in.
All right, Elliot Johnson. One thing about the Mariners and the Blue Jays, which I guess was certainly entertaining yesterday, Seattle got off to such a good start, and then all of a sudden it was a parade for – I mean, can the one hit from Jimenez, can that bomb – and he was like nobody expected that from the 9-hole hitter. Can that do enough to turn this series around?
Well, it did. I mean, I thought the Mariners were just – I thought the Mariners were, because they came out swinging. I'll give Bieber credit for stopping the bleeding. It's pretty impressive. Yeah. His breaking ball was really working. He had no problem just, here it is, try and hit it. Of course, he got hit early on. He worked out the kinks. Julio is a great player. But then, the Mariners got sloppy. Raleigh let a ball go by him on a breaking ball that bounced. And that stuff starts to crumble. Kirby doesn't have his best stuff. He's tired. University of Elon, by the way.
There you go.
So a lot of North Carolina playing in this series here. But he didn't have his good stuff, Adam, and he was leaving it out over Jimenez. I mean, way gone. And just so everybody knows at home, a home run in Seattle is not the same as hitting a home run in Toronto. They're not created equal. So, I mean, we could talk about broader implications for Judge and Raleigh if you'd like, but 60 home runs in Seattle is completely different than 60 home runs in New York.
You don't have to convince me. I just think the fact that Cal Raleigh is a catcher and played as much as he did this year, to me, makes him that's where I would vote. I can't believe that I watched a catcher hit 60 home runs. And something else to add in, Adam. George Springer tied Bernie Williams for the 4th most career postseason home runs. Really impressive type of a accomplishment for a guy that's gone kind of under the radar. Hit 300 this year in Toronto. But just like the quietest 300 of all time, where he's like almost kind of platooning. But he's had a great career, and somehow, some way, doesn't get a whole lot of love for it. And then, of course, Vlad took a slider right down the middle at him, and I was like, what a mistake. And then the next one's like 110 off the wall for a single. I was like, all right, you do what you do, buddy. He's been amazing so far in the playoffs. All right, let me by the way, do you trust Max Scherzer, who I believe is older than Aaron Rodgers and Joe Flacco, and they're playing tonight? Wow. Do you trust Max?
Not really, no.
Yeah. I don't either.
I don't. Look, he's a competitor. I love him to death. Guy can't get me out. I understand, but he's. Look, Adam.
Find a lie.
He's good. He's good. It's just it might be time to take it in. I know he's getting paid by I think 3 or 4 different teams right now.
Yeah.
But he deserves all due respect and all due credit, and I know he's going to give everything he's got, and I appreciate it. But sometimes it's okay to pass the ball to somebody that is a little bit more ready to kind of stretch their career out in terms of, what's in front of them versus what's behind them.
1,000 career hitter against Max Scherzer, right?
Better believe it.
Yep, 1,000 career hitter. All right, so the question I was going to ask first, but we got into something else, and we'll close on this. Victoria wants to know. As a Cubs fan, as a kid, Milwaukee trolling the Cubs after winning that series, flying the L flag, because it's the Cubs' deal to fly a W when they win. How did that make you feel? Oh, Victoria's still mad.
So they're poking the bear, no question about it. But just so Victoria knows and everybody else knows, they've earned the right because they won. And a lot of this is kind of a part of it is what's going on with the managerial seat. I get it. That has a lot to do with it because he took a better, pay raise, but he's lost a couple years in a row now to the Brew Crew. So I think they have an agenda against them. And really, from my standpoint, as just a fan, it's good to kind of create this rivalry. The Red Sox and Yankees have kind of died down. It's not the same as it was when Pedro was throwing Zim to the ground and all those kind of things, Posada, et cetera. So I think it's good for the game to have a little bit more of some skin in the game, a little bit more oomph when they play against each other, a little more angst. I like it. I think it's good. But as it pertains to being a Cubs fan, unfortunately, you put yourself in this position by losing to them. So if you don't want them to chirp, then don't give them a reason to chirp.
You're so old school. I love it. Elliot Johnson, I appreciate your time, sir. Enjoy the ball. We'll talk to you very soon.
Thanks, guys.
You got it. Elliot Johnson here on the Adam Gold Show. He did not feel your Chicago fandom.
Yeah, we talked
rage.
about it, and he was like, I understand, because I told him I didn't care. If I was just happy that the Cubs won as much as they did and made it as far as they did, but it was like, okay, we don't need all that. So, yeah, no, it definitely did ignite a rivalry that maybe some people didn't care about. Hey, I think it's fun. Rivalries are fun, just like in college sports.
Yeah.
But can't take it, don't dish it. So there you go. And just waiting, Brewers. Just waiting.
All right. When we come back, talk about the Canes, who are in Anaheim tonight. Also, the biggest game of the North Carolina season is tomorrow night. We'll hit on that, and we'll rewind next.
Delivering more hits than the Canes forecheck.
Shoot, he scores!
The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Adam Gold here from my friends at FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. It is time for FanDuel's Thursday Touchdown Jackpot, where you can win a share of $2 million in bonus bets. Here's what you need to do. Pick an anytime touchdown score between the Steelers and Bengals tonight. If that guy scores either the first or last touchdown, you win your initial bet, plus you get a share of $2 million in bonus bets. FanDuel.com/AGS. FanDuel.com/AGS. Get your shot of the jackpot today. 21 and over and present in North Carolina. Opt-in required. Must apply profit boost token on select market. Prize pool to be split equally among all eligible participants who made the correct first or last touchdown pick. Bonus is issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 21 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
At North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, you're more than a policy, you're family. With offices in every county, we're close by when it matters most. Our local agents customize coverage to fit your life. And our award-winning claims team delivers fast, quality repairs. It's no surprise Forbes ranked us the #1 auto insurer in America. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
There's no time like fair time, y'all. The 2025 NC State Fair runs October 16th to 26th in Raleigh and is jam-packed with fun for the whole family. Come enjoy tasty eats, free entertainment, livestock competitions, giant pumpkins, nightly fireworks, and so much more. This year's NC State Fair is the event you can't miss. Bring your friends, bring your family, and make memories that you'll be talking about till next year. Get your tickets today at ncstatefair.org.
Whether it's helping you work, save, or steer clear from fraud, AARP North Carolina is making sure your money, health, and happiness live as long as you do. Each week, AARP Without Limits meets people and explores topics to help improve how we live and age in North Carolina. You can also learn more about getting the most out of life by listening to AARP Without Limits wherever you listen to your podcasts.
You don't need a 4-year degree to have a rewarding career that makes a difference in people's lives every day. As a public power line worker, you'll build and maintain a locally owned and operated electric system to keep the lights on in your community. 4 months in a community college program provides the training you need to begin your career as an apprentice line worker in public power. And being a local government employee in North Carolina comes with excellent benefits. To learn more about line worker and other public power careers, visit electricities.com.
North Carolina ranks second in the nation in potential agricultural land lost by the year 2040. The NC Forever Farms program supports the preservation of family farms through permanent agricultural conservation easements and has received a record number of applications for 3 straight years. Landowners interested in preserving their working farm through the Farmland Preservation Division of the North Carolina Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services can learn more by visiting ncadfp.org.
For North Carolina high school seniors, the countdown to college is on. And at CFNC, we've got all the resources and information needed to get you on campus next year. Take College Application Week, for example. Did you know you can apply for free at many North Carolina colleges from October 20th through October 26th? Sure can. Don't miss the opportunity to save some money applying to college. And for more help, visit cfnc.org/C2C.
Gold. Gold.
Person in front of me in line had a box of wine.
Oh, yeah. I feel that person. If you are buying boxed wine on a Friday, that thing is open right now.
In the car.
Yeah. I don't even need it to cool down.
She jammed a big straw right through the top of the box
yeah.
in the
Went
car.
to the gas station to get a cup of ice. Like, they don't even care.
The Adam Gold Show.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I am Adam Gold. Victoria producing the program. We'll rewind in a minute. Canes tonight in Anaheim. Rod Brindamore said it earlier. Carolina just played San Jose, who's got some of the truly good young players, but I mean, brand spanking new. They got teenagers in the lineup. But from Celebrini to Michael Misa, who made his NHL debut on Tuesday and was relatively invisible in the game. He had one flash, he had one shot on goal, but it was easily saved by Brandon Bussey. But they've got a lot of really good young players who down the road are going to be headaches for everybody. Actually, I think the guy who had the best scoring chance of the entire night, Will Smith, is young. I think he's 20. He's an old guy compared to some of their teeny boppers. Dickinson, who ended up getting checked by Alexander Nikishin. Young. I mean, it's so much youth. It's what happens when you're bad for a long time. You keep drafting high, and you keep stockpiling young players. Then you have to put the right guys around him. Hopefully, these guys all kind of hit near the same time. But San Jose is not there. And Carolina, without playing well in the first period, ultimately comfortably wins the game. Again, Brandon Bussey had a lot to do with that. Anaheim has really good players. A ton of them. In fact, they have so many good players, they were willing to get rid of a good player in Trevor Zegras. This offseason, they dealt him to the Flyers. Zegras was okay against the Hurricanes this past Saturday night. But this Anaheim team is for real. And they have a mix of veterans. They have a really good goaltender in Lucas Nestal. Peter Mrazek is their backup goalie. Mrazek won a game the other day. I think they won 7-6. 7-6 in overtime against San Jose, Anaheim. They were trailing in that game until late, and then a weird goal was scored to just allow them to get into overtime. And Mrazek, in spite of having a 6.02 goals against average, one start, has a win. It is remarkable. But this Anaheim team is good. I think they're good enough to make the playoffs. They pushed for a spot last year, fell short, but I think they will be right in the mix, and I think they will make the playoffs this year. So this is going to be a challenge. A lot of good young players, good on the back end as well. Veteran talent. You've got Chris Kreider's kind of turned their power play into something that is dangerous. But you also have veterans like Radko Gudas, Jacob Trouba, who I think Hurricanes fans will remember as a headhunter playing for the Rangers. So that's there. That's sitting there. So there's a lot to worry about if you are thinking about the opposition tonight. Anaheim is good. And now this is the fourth game of the season for the Hurricanes. Again, no Jacob Slavin. So I'm going to start with what I would like to see. I would like to see a 60-minute game from your best players. So it's not alarming at all that Nick Ehlers doesn't have a point. It's only 3 games. It's not alarming at all to me that Sebastian Aho doesn't have a goal. He does have 4 assists. And I think the assists have been notable for how good they are. It's not alarming to me that Seth Jarvis hasn't really played a complete game yet. He does have 3 goals, but he has made mistakes, noticeable mistakes, in all 3 games. One, he allowed a Jesper Bratt goal that tied the game at 3 in the third period against New Jersey on opening night. He allowed he was responsible for a goal that Philadelphia scored late to tie that game. So there's a lot to be desired. There's one minor issue that I've got, and that is I'm still waiting for Andrei Svechnikov to resemble the playoff Andrei Svechnikov from last year. We didn't see that in games. Let me just roll that back real quick. I thought against the Devils, for a period, I thought we saw really good Andre. But we didn't see it throughout. And we didn't see good Andre against Philadelphia. And for the better part of 2 periods, we didn't see good at all Andre in San Jose. And then Rod flipped Taylor Hall and Andrei Svechnikov, put Hall with Logan Stankoven and Jackson Blake. And for my money, they have been Carolina's 2 best scoring forwards in terms of how they've played. Eric Robinson's got 2 goals and an assist. Taylor Hall has 2 goals and I think 2 assists, or maybe it's 2 and 1. Regardless, they've been really good, but they haven't played as much. Stankoven and Blake, I think, have been really good all the time. Hall goes with Stankoven and Blake. Svechnikov went with Jankowski and Robinson. And from that point on, I thought Andre was good. So if I'm Rod, I might just throw that out there again. But also what everybody knows by now is that Andre is a built-in benefit of the doubt for whatever reason. So I won't be surprised if Andre is back with Stankoven and Blake, because the best world is Andre plays power forward hockey and helps Blake and Stankoven get the most out of what they can do. Through 3 games, I would say this. I'm not sure Stankoven and Blake need anybody's help. They've both been really good. So, but I'll be curious to see where Andre starts the game tonight. I'll also be curious to see if Jankowski gets a second start. I thought he was really good. Didn't play a ton. I thought he was really good, but I thought he was really good from start to finish. Whereas I can go back to opening night with Kokoniemi, who I thought was excellent in the first period, and then was kind of just there the rest of the way. And I think was okay, but not any better than that against Philadelphia. He hadn't been bad. Nobody's saying that. But Rod put Jankowski in the lineup, and I thought Jankowski was noticeably good. So we'll see what happens tonight. But that is, to me, a very, very good opponent to get Carolina into this road trip. The win over San Jose should have been a given. Anaheim will not be. And then it's L.A. Saturday night. Actually, an hour earlier. We start at 9 on Saturday night. It's like a noon start.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Yeah. And then it's Vegas on Monday, Colorado Thursday, where we get to see our old friends Martine Natchez and Jack Drury. And then it's Dallas on Saturday to wrap up the 6-game road trip. Remember, no Jacob Slavin. That's a big, big deal.
Don't forget Burns.
Yeah, we're going to see Brent Burns too. That's right. Good for him. We saw Dmitry Orlov on Tuesday, who I thought for 30 minutes was really good, and then apparently ran out of gas. He wasn't as good the rest of the way. So all of these things to look forward to. On the back end, I think it's been really cool to watch Shane Gostisbehere start the season. He and Nikishin have been excellent together. Alexander Nikishin, I think, has gotten off to a very good start. And we'll see how, if the ice time inches up just a little bit. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Keandre Miller's been dynamite. Sean Walker, after what I thought was a very tough first game for Sean, the last two have been excellent. So good to see Sean Walker level up his game. But that's tonight. If you get the app, you can join us for the Storm Watch starting at 9:30. And then, of course, we got the game, and then the post-game show, and then the podcast. Available wherever you get your podcasts. Also live on YouTube, the Canes Corner podcast. Award-winning. We haven't won any awards, but maybe it will one day. All right, should we rewind? Big game from North Carolina, for North Carolina on Friday. Not a must-win. We've talked about this. But based on what we have seen against Power 4 competition, and based on all of the gossipy chatter around the program, and based on what, in my estimation, is a very tone-deaf proclamation that, oh, we're definitely better now than we were whenever. Because I realize that we're not smart enough to know this, Bill. But it doesn't look like you're better. It looks like you are just as bad. So I asked Danny Kanell, Cover 3 Podcast, SiriusXM, CBS Sports HQ, what have you seen from the Tar Heels? Anything at all encouraging that would encourage you to think that Bill does have an improved football team?
You know, I got to give a ton of credit. I believe it's Pat Welter, the reporter there at WRAL.
Correct.
They're locally around your parts.
Yep.
Who actually pushed back. And I thought it was a great question. That's not easy to do against Bill Belichick, because Bill Belichick is sitting up there on a bye week and he's talking about how we're making progress and we're improving. And Pat Welter's like, well, we haven't seen it. Like, are we going to actually see some results, like some points scored or a competitive game? And it really didn't get that much better. It was just like, well, you got to trust us. Until I see it, I don't believe it either. Like this weekend, they're a 10-point underdog against Cal, and Cal is kind of a sneaky good team. They're not going to beat Virginia. Virginia's a really good football team. Syracuse has their issues, but I trust Fran Brown in kind of a surly kind of, team that's, it's going to get it done. Stanford is the game I look at that you kind of have to get a win in that one. Like if you're going to get one, but yet we're talking about a program that's been outscored 120-33 against Power 4 opponents. Like it has been absolutely atrocious. It's been, I think I told you at the beginning of the season, I thought it was going to be boom or bust. Like I didn't think there was a middle, 7-win season. I thought maybe 4 or 5 wins was in play. I never would have thought in a million years that you wouldn't see an ACC win or a Power 4 win. It has been very, very surprising to see it fall off the rails this quickly. And I know there was a lot of smoke and a lot of rumblings a week ago, like going into the bye week.
Yeah.
I don't think those go away. And I almost wonder, if everybody gets in a room, the power players, the decision makers, get in a room with Bill Belichick, and they have a real honest conversation and say, what are we doing here? And that Bill Belichick steps up and says, you know what? For my legacy, it might just be best for me to say, you know what? This was a mistake. I'm going to go off and I'm going to go live on a beach somewhere with my girlfriend and just enjoy life and it is a different animal. That's the thing that I think Bill Belichick probably underestimated, where college players are different than pro players.
Yep.
Like, you don't have to have an emotional attachment to an NFL player. They punch into work and they go do what you tell them to do and they take care of their business. In college, you do have to have some emotional attachment. They want to like their head coach.
Yes.
Not necessarily, but they want an emotional attachment where they feel like they care about you as a person off the field and that they're trying to build you as a human being. And I get that they want development as a professional player, but they also have to be inspired and want to play for you. Even with the players getting paid now, look at the best coaches in the game. The Kirk Signettis, the Ryan Days, the Dan Lannings, who are emotionally charged, passionate coaches who inspire their players. That's just not the style of Bill Belichick. It's not in his repertoire. And if he did, it would be fake. So I just think it was a bad fit from the get-go. And that's why I think it probably is best if everyone just looks at this and says, let's just cut bait and move on.
Yeah, I don't see that happening. And I said that if you go listen to the entire interview, my follow-up to Danny was, I think the egos involved are too large. And I'm not even talking about Bills. I think the egos involved at the highest levels of the university are far too big to admit, what were we doing? On top of the fact that it ain't like UNC can afford to really pay Bill $30 million to not coach. That's a problem. Penn State, when you've got Big Ten money, I guess, and you're a university that large, and maybe you've got enough donors who can pony up all that cash, maybe Penn State can afford to pay James Franklin $50 million to not coach. And I'm sure there's offset language in his contract. If he takes another college job, they will owe him less money. I don't know really how it works. Still, I just don't think, like, Bill Belichick ain't coaching another college team.
Oh, no. When he's done, he's done.
And he's probably not coaching again. So North Carolina will be on the hook for all of it. I just don't think they have. I said this to a few people already. I'm not sure they have the stomach for all of this. With that said, I do think Bill wants to make this work. We'll see if he can be introspective enough to what I think is realize the mistakes that were made. The mistakes coming in thinking that you could just coach. Can't. Just a totally different beast. By the way, our friend Mike DeCourcy has an interesting column up on Sporting News about good luck to Penn State finding a better coach than James Franklin. Now, I know why they made this deal. And I think Danny Kanell mentioned it at Nebraska. They got rid of a coach that was winning 9 and 10 games every year in Frank Solich. But he wasn't putting them in position to win national championships. You just take a chance. You take a risk that we can do better than James Franklin. They might be able to. And I wish them luck finding that. So, I'm not saying you can or can't. I'm just saying, Mike DeCourcy is right. It's going to be hard. Victoria, thank you very much. Good luck to your Dodgers tonight.
Yes, the other blue.
See everybody tomorrow.
Asheville to Wilmington, Boone to Durham, The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Adam Gold here from my friend Gordon Miller, Miller Lending, Kildare Farm Road in Cary. He is the man who physically prevented me from paying closing costs since I met him in 1999. Here's the thing. There are a lot of lenders out there that pretend to offer no closing cost mortgages. However, many times they just roll the closing cost into the loan amount, or they're not true closing cost options. At Miller Lending, no fees, no fees of any kind, and it gives you the freedom to refinance free of charge when the rates come down. I have done this several times. Last time I refinanced with Miller Lending, I saved over $300